This is the best of the wrap-up show. A recap and behind-the-scenes look with John Hein and Gary Dell'Abate. The best of the wrap-up show begins now.
Oh, hello there, camera in my way while having lunch. On Monday's wrap-up show, Ronnie, the midget, and I were discussing the fact that do we get special treatment at the strip clubs because we're associated with the Howard Stern Show. So, check it out.
Now, you guys had a great day today with the St. Paddy's Day stuff. Can you describe how crazy it was out there last Thursday and St. Patrick's Day in New York City?
It was like a crossbreed between human beings and hyenas. It was out of control.
There were times where we were scared for our safety. We got swallowed up by a crowd a couple times because they would see cameras and go nuts. Like it was like this camera was gold or something, and they were just after it. And it was scary.
You know how people make fun of bad neighborhoods, like urban neighborhoods that are bad? These cocksuckers even the score, you know? It's the only time where you're like in a group of white people and you're really, really, really scared.
That's the only time.
Well, that and maybe, you know, if you're hanging out with the Aryan Nation or something, there wasn't much of a difference.
I got the impression that if you weren't working for us, that you would be one of those guys.
No, come on. I'm not
really?
18. I'm not 19.
Are there no, when you brought that up, I was walking around a little bit. Do black people not celebrate St. Patrick's? Because
there wasn't many around, but when these guys were yelling out the N-word, I mean,
why.
Rich and I were concerned. We were looking over our shoulders because we could have gotten our ass kicked as well.
I would have to say, from what I've seen, you know, if you're ethnic, you probably don't want to be at any sort of Irish pride gathering.
Right.
It's more because, I mean, how many black Irish people are there?
There was a homeless guy I saw that a bunch of kids surrounded him, but they were being nice to him, and they were, like, saying, you know, phrases along with him and stuff. They weren't, like, you know, going to beat him up or anything.
So they were trying to empower him?
I think they were
nice
maybe goofing on him, but they were being nice.
I think one of them peed on him, but that was about it.
And you're talking mostly like high school kids?
All high school kids. These young kids, I don't know. They're all holding Pepsi bottles, and you can smell the vodka just coming through the bottles.
There was a guy walking around, like, as soon as we walk out of the building, there's a guy with his shirt off stumbling around everywhere holding a can of beer, and it's like, that guy's going to get arrested in 10 seconds.
Shirtless.
He didn't care.
No, but does anybody get arrested?
I don't think so.
We didn't see him.
I think open container, if you start arresting everyone with an open container, you'd fill the jail. So I think you have to do something bad to get arrested.
Well, a lot of the cops are Irish, too, so I think it's to their advantage that day, those people. Because the cops seemed like they were having a blast, too. I mean, they were doing their job, but they were having fun.
Now, we only heard a little bit of your stuff. Were there any questions that you like wanted to ask but couldn't because you were worried about the crowd or anything you would want to do differently?
No, we got everything off that we wanted to get off. Some of the answers just weren't as good as we wanted. Those are the ones we cut out, but the other ones were really surprising. I mean, again, it almost felt like a Klan rally without the sheets on. It was pretty intense out there, at least with the guys that we interviewed. They were wild. They were crazy. And the chicks were crazy, too.
No nudity?
No, none. And, you know, you can't ask an 18-year-old to drop a top. You know.
Well, you don't have any problem when you go to Rick's.
Are they 18?
Yeah. They can't shrink, but they can take the top off.
Next year we'll bring Ronnie with us.
Steve in St. Louis, you're on the wrap-up show.
How you doing, guys? Let me put you on speakerphone. No, Ronnie, I'm sick of people busting Ronnie's balls. I love Ronnie. And I'd like to ask Ronnie, since he's been going to therapy, has he taken a new attitude of when he goes in and talks to Howard? Because he used to be very combative when he went in there, and it would annoy me. But now he's kind of goes with the flow. Is that why you do that, Ronnie? Did you resolve some issues? And this is I'm being serious. I'm not gonna. The other shoe's not gonna drop in a second here. I'm gonna hang up and listen.
Ronnie?
What?
Has therapy made you different with Howard in the studio? I give you a 3-minute phone call.
Ronnie dozed off there.
Yeah, I fell asleep.
Well, the guy was saying, do you try to just say what the fuck when someone like criticizes you about something instead of like arguing with them?
No, I try to defend it now, in a different way without, just saying fuck you, And if they hate me, they hate me. I don't care,
But I think you do care, though. I think you do.
No, I don't really, because if I really cared how many people hated me, I mean, I got I was telling John this morning, I got over 30,000 followers on Twitter now, and it's like most of them hate me, but they do follow me, so who cares? I don't care.
So you're justifying the hate, so that means you do care.
No,
in one breath, you're saying, I don't care that they hate me, but at the same time, I have 30,000 followers,
dude,
so I must be doing something right.
No.
Like, you're justifying that the fact that people hate you, you're trying to make yourself feel better about it.
No, what I'm saying is, if I really cared about it, I would get off Twitter and just forget about the whole thing. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. Because I know most of the haters are really fans, and that's the way I feel about it.
How do you sincerely feel if you weren't Ronnie the limo driver, how these women would truly react around you at a club? For real.
Who knows? I mean, I don't know. I don't even know if I would be there. You know?
Same question to you, Sal.
Don't know. Yeah, you spend some time every once in a while. You go to the club, you say hello.
The most of the women I deal with don't speak English, so... how would I you know what? These women, they provide a service. They provide a great service. And whether it's a nurse that has to clean up feces and vomit, she might be beautiful, but she has the ability to do that, to overcome that disgusting nature.
They do that at Rick's?
No, but what I'm trying to say is that there's really
according to the guy over there.
What I'm saying is that a lot of these strippers, if you look at strippers and physicians and nurses, they have almost the same amount of tolerance. They're enabled to. They have the ability to take on people who might smell, who might be repulsive, who might be gross, and they'll be able to make that person feel comfortable. Whether it's a guy with ball cancer that smells like a pile of shit, or whether it's a guy like Ronnie who looks like he's ready to drop dead any second and he's squeezing their ass.
Actually, I got my finger stuck up my ass by a doctor.
But I'm talking about whether it's a man dying with a nurse or whether it's Ronnie at a strip club. These women have something in common where they have the ability to overcome grossness.
Okay, so what? So they have something in common. What does that mean?
So the answer to your question is, I think a woman would treat a guy like me or Ronnie, whether we were on the show or not, just the same way, because they provide that service to make you feel good, regardless of who you are.
So you got to have the money, is really, to make this happen.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you can't go in there broke.
But Sal, the way you're saying it almost seems like you're saying, which maybe it's true, that do most people who go into medicine, maybe they do, maybe the nurses, are they going saying, hey, I'm doing this because I want to help the person, or I'm doing this because I'll make money? And maybe it's a combination. But I would think the strippers, more of them are doing it, which I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but saying, hey, this is a good way for me to make money.
I don't think there's a one that is doing it for any other reason.
Right. So whether it's a proctologist fisting your ass to find out what your prostate's like, or whether it's a girl grinding you and all of a sudden you spurt on her crotch by mistake, quote unquote, again, they're both getting paid for repulsive acts.
And I don't think it makes it wrong, but I think a lot of nurses go into it saying, wow, this is something I could make someone's life better by doing.
And let me tell you something, you feel a lot better leaving Rick's than you do leaving the proctologist's office.
Yeah, and I just want everybody, they keep calling me Scores Man. Can we get that straight?
It's
Ricky Man.
I'm Ricky Man. I'm not Scores Man anymore.
Yes.
That's a thing of the past. It was a great time. But I am now Ricky Man. Let's get that straight.
And
Thank you for clearing that up.
I don't think it matters that Sal is Sal from the Stern Show when he's at Rick's, because Lonnie tells him he's like the director of Madagascar.
No, that was Benji's line. Well, hold on, because that's true, and
But I'm saying if Sal didn't work here, Lonnie wouldn't bother doing that for anyone else.
Right. And Lonnie's great. Lonnie's great at that. Like Lonnie just said, Sal just came in from the Four Seasons, was talking to Chris Rock about the Oscars, how that go. I go, well, we can't talk about that right now. And then I would turn and say, do you know who this guy is, to Benji? And the girl goes, duh, he wrote Madagascar.
On Tuesday's wrap-up show, we talked about Steve Langford did a news story about how Captain Janks has been late with some of the restitution payments he's supposed to make, and that turned into a whole deal with Captain Janks calling in and Steve Langford coming in and everybody commenting on it. Here's what happened.
Captain Janks, you're on the wrap-up show.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hey, what's up, man? So you're pissed at Langford?
Well, yeah, I am pissed at him. He's making false allegations towards me, saying that I'm late for my restitution payments. And the bottom line is that Steve called the Montgomery County Clerk of Courts, who is in charge of the money.
No, I got it, Jack. I'm going to stop you for a second because we're going over the same ground. So Steve called the person who works at the clerk's office, and they said you were in compliance, but they claim to have records that on 2 dates in November and October that you were late. Is that true or false?
That's correct. Last year I was laid off from my job, and I called the clerk of courts and told her I was laid off and that I was going to be late with my payments.
So the story technically is correct. Steve said you were late twice last year, and you were, but are you in compliance as of today?
That's correct, yes. And I'm also paying more money every week in order to catch up on the payments that I was late for last year. So I'm all all up to date on all my payments. My probation officer is happy with it. She's happy with me. I take drug screens every month and pass them. I have a 40-hour-a-week full-time job. I'm doing great.
Where?
I've been sober now 2 years.
We need proof of that.
Well, I can't. I don't want to talk about that.
Where's the job?
I can
if you have a 40-hour-a-week job, why do you have hours on end to call this show and to call my desk? What kind of a job is that?
Let's just put it this way, Steve. Yeah. I work 40 hours a week.
Proof.
10 hours a day. Yeah. I'll give Gary proof off the air.
Go ahead.
I'm not going to say what I
will come and investigate.
But wait a second. Aren't we at the point where I guess Steve did the story that you were late? You're saying that's correct. But Steve, did you report that everything's up to date now?
We reported, yes, that the woman we spoke to now, admittedly, this is a woman that Jenks directed us to. This is not a woman in charge at that office. We spoke to the woman he wanted us to speak to, and this woman gave us a very
But isn't it up to you to figure out who you have to speak to get the story?
Well, we have better information. We have information that goes all the way up the flagpole.
But your better information, is he up to date now?
We believe he is currently. But his complaint was that our story a couple of weeks ago wasn't accurate, and it was absolutely accurate. So we're not quite sure why, other than perhaps some strange plea for attention, why Jenks would then be calling my desk over and over again. What's the problem?
When you say, hold on, Jenks. When you say that, Steve, how many times has Jenks called you?
Well, yesterday at about 40 times.
40?
40 yesterday alone.
Jenks, go ahead.
Okay, now, Gary, does that sound like something I do to somebody I don't like?
Yes.
Okay. Honestly, I do it, Steve, because you're just relentless in being a pain in the ass. I'm current.
Well, no, we had not done a story on you in weeks, and for some reason you woke up or something and decided you were going to call my desk 40 times. Now, that's not a good idea.
Because I don't like you. Because I don't like you, Steve.
That's fine, but you shouldn't be doing that, especially when you're on probation. When you're on probation, you shouldn't be doing these things.
Phone call, Steve.
That's not a prank phone call. I know a prank phone call, and I know your prank phone calls, which back in the day were tremendous. These are not prank phone calls.
Gary, was I doing these type of calls 20 years ago, Gary?
You were, here's my question that Steve brings up. Why yesterday? Why yesterday did you call 40 times when the story was a couple of months old? What got you going yesterday?
I don't know. I just started thinking about his no-chin ass, and I just decided to start calling him. Right. I don't know. I was bored.
Do you at least do your girl voice?
What's that?
Do you at least do your girl voice to make it a prank?
Hi, Steve. How are you, you no-chin bitch?
All right, so it sounds like, Steve, this situation has been remedied. Jenks is doing what he's supposed to do. And your issue was more that he questioned a story in the past.
My issue was getting 40 phone calls.
All right,
during one day. I mean, just,
what was the interview about?
That shouldn't be happening.
But, Steve, you seem to be implying that you might take a legal action against Jenks. Is that true?
No, I'm a reporter. That's up to authorities to decide whether he may or may not be in compliance with probation.
I got a question for Hold on, Jenks. I got a question for Steve. While this was going on this morning, while you were doing the story, I heard in the office, this is what I heard some people say, Jesus Christ, will Steve leave the guy alone already? Why?
I didn't make the phone calls. We weren't doing a story, Gary. You just said it a moment ago. So
no, I agree.
You understand?
Just because he called you
40 times.
Is it a story,
40,
or is it?
Well,
or are you angry
point,
with him?
Let me tell you. Right? Let me tell you. Will, let me tell you that we received a week earlier 6 phone calls in one day from Captain Jenks on my desk. Nobody really cares. 6, okay, fine. He got up, whatever. But 40. Then you're starting to have a problem.
But what's the problem?
It was more like 60.
What's the problem?
Yeah.
Should you be calling somebody's place of work 40
Should
times?
Should I be making prank phone calls?
Yeah, go make some good ones like the old days. I love them.
I don't understand how you can't, you clearly put your hand in the hornet's nest and then expect not to be stung on something.
I didn't make the phone calls.
No, but I mean, listen, you're making this guy's life difficult. In whatever
we
way.
weren't doing the story.
You're reporting the story, but He clearly doesn't want all this shit out there, and we've
Well,
said,
then why
okay,
is
we're
he
giving it the
calling
green
me
light.
if he doesn't want all this shit?
'Cause he's
Will,
pissed
get
at
it
you.
together. Come on. Jesus. Right.
I'm just saying this comes with the territory. If you're gonna, push these guys around a little bit, they're gonna react. No,
Jenks, I don't want to speak for you, but you tell me if I'm wrong here. The reason that Jenks is calling you 40 times is because he's pissed at the way you've treated him in the past, and this is his way of sort of sticking it to you.
Well,
is that fair to say, Jenks?
Listen, that may be the case, but you can't do that.
Why?
Okay.
But why can't you do that?
I'm doing
You
40
can't-
phone calls. That's what I'm known
Gary,
for.
I'm
if
asking.
you call up somebody's place of work,
Well, what are they? Here's
40
the key.
times.
What is it? What is he saying?
are
when he
you
call-
likely to encounter some sort of problem? At some
I don't know. What is it that I'm
You
saying
don't
when
know.
I call?
Come
What when he calls you? What does he say?
point? Well, I can give you quotes.
Yeah, give me a couple quotes.
they
I'm curious. Like,
they
is he
involve,
threatening, or is he?
There are no actual. I
know he likes to say a lot of stuff about
yeah,
your mother.
Exactly, but
Jenks, what are a couple
he
of
hates me. Here's some of it. He hates me so much. He hopes that something terrible is going to happen to me.
Yes,
Just assorted nonsense. I mean,
I know.
So you would say that what's the word I'm looking for? There are they harassing phone calls or are they annoying?
well, that would be up to authorities to figure out if that's a crime.
Is this like the Sour Shoes experience you had?
Well,
No, I think
sour
a little
shoes.
higher than that.
Well, hold on, Jenks. Let Steve answer.
I mean, obviously, I was not happy getting 300 phone calls over a couple of weeks from Sal and Richard and Sour Shoes, but I mean, Sour
How's
Shoes
what I'm
is
doing any
really
different than that?
in another zone. This guy, I don't know. I just don't understand what you talk about the hornet's nest. Why?
This is a vendetta that
because you can tell he's angry at this point, right? But
we
feels
hadn't done a
it
story.
Continues to hit it over the head constantly. That's how
we
it
hadn't
feels
done
to
a
me.
story.
But Steve's point is they hadn't done a story in months.
Well,
and then all
no, Jenks called last week and was whining about something.
but that was all the old story, and then that's what he was calling
And
about
then it
yesterday.
came out.
So it's
All right.
both of you guys should agree to just leave it alone.
I honestly think if you took this to investigators, they'd be like, "Well, why don't you leave him alone and he leaves you alone
Well,
and
no,
everyone's
listen,
happy?"
We cover news, so
well,
if you
news
don't
in
like
this
it, that's the
world.
way it goes.
Let's be real.
But
It's
let
not
me
real
tell you,
news.
might I remind this room that we received a year or two ago a subpoena from a prosecutor asking us to hand over our information, and we had lots of information about Jenks' crimes and alleged crimes in 3 states. As a matter of principle, because news media cannot be a tool of law enforcement, we refused to hand over our material, and we had all sorts of material. In other words, the prosecutor apparently had this much material, and we had that much material.
So just so you know,
we did
'cause we're on
not
the
hand
radio,
it over.
This much is an inch and that much is a foot. Just so you know, because we're on the
So
radio.
we did not hand over everything we had on Captain Jenks to the prosecutor.
All right, Jenks, that's going to make you feel better, right?
Well, I don't really know much about that whole situation. All I know is what I was told by my attorney. But what I can say is that it's been 2 years. I've been sober. I've been working full time. I've been paying back restitution on time, and I'm doing great. And all I'm asking you, Steve, is not to dip into the past, move into the future.
Steve,
I did a great phone call last week.
Steve, did you say you handed some information to the prosecutor?
Did you hear what I said?
I thought you said you did hand a little bit to him.
No. We handed no
nothing?
information
Okay.
to
And also,
anyone.
Gary, how do we wrap this up?
One thing, though, real quick. When Jenks says he has a job and you go, prove it, why does he have to prove to you that he has a job?
Will,
if he's
if
making his
you're
payments, where does it
calling-
matter where the money's coming from?
If he's making the payments, that's another question.
But again,
again, if you're calling my desk 40 times in a day, and you're calling the Stern Show at just 11:15 this morning, and you were on the Stern Show, are you working full time?
Well, maybe he's not working 9 to 5.
Who gives a
come
shit?
on. Who gives a shit?
Honestly.
It speaks to the baloney factor here, the enormous
But again,
baloney
this is all about
factor.
him making payments,
Steve, let me
right? The
clear myself
restitution
here.
payments. If he's making the payments, then who cares?
But here's the problem. We had delinquencies last fall, not able to come up with $49 a month to pay back the people who were victims of this guy. Come on.
I just think there's a balance. This is a guy.
Balance.
This is a guy.
Pay back the money
This
and
is a
get
guy
a
that
job.
wants to contribute to the show, right? He's been on the show 20+ years and made
that
great calls.
That means you can commit crimes in the
No,
name
of
of
course
Howard
not,
Stern.
But it means there is a balance.
Come on.
It means that you shouldn't necessarily be out there to destroy this person. Because
Destroy.
he
We
calls
report on
you
the news. If a
repeatedly.
fire happens down the street, what do you say? Oh, I didn't see anything.
All right, let's wrap this up.
Is your house on fire, Jenks?
Hold on, Jenks. I'm going to give you the last word. We're going to wrap it up. What do you have to say, Captain?
Well, I just want to say Steve Langford's mother's a cunt.
I think that says it all.
All right, let's wrap it up. Let's go with that. Thank you for calling.
Get a job, buddy.
On Wednesday's wrap-up show, we talked about my teeth, how I haven't been to the dentist, and everyone's concerned. And then they proceed to tell me their dentist horror stories. So another fine wrap-up show. But who am I to talk about it? It's much better to just watch and experience it for yourself.
I didn't know you hadn't been to a dentist in over 5 years.
All right, we don't need to talk about it.
But you should go for your health.
I know. No, I know.
And and when I say for your health, it's not even like your teeth will fall out. Other crap can happen.
No, I know. I trust me. I know all about gum disease, like stopping hearts and stuff.
Yeah.
When's the last time you went?
I don't know.
Think about it.
I don't know. It's been a while.
More than 5 years?
I
heard more than 5 years.
Probably.
Well, have you gone since we've been at Sirius?
No.
Okay, that
more than 5 years.
Have you gone since you got the job at K-Rock?
I don't want to talk about it.
Have you ever gone to a dentist?
I just haven't gone. Yes, I have.
When's the last time?
In a while.
When's the last time you remember going?
I don't.
Did you have an experience at the dentist that made you this way?
Not necessarily. I've just always been uncomfortable with, anything involving teeth and stuff.
It is uncomfortable. It's shit you got to do, though.
No, I know.
Have you had a cavity pulled?
No.
You've never had a cavity pulled?
No, but I'm afraid I might have one now.
Right. They fill them. They pull teeth.
Oh, sorry, you're right.
But no, I never had cavities. But who knows what I have now, if anything.
Well, how do you know if you have a cavity if you don't go to the dentist?
I don't know.
When you drink something really cold or really hot, do you feel anything in your teeth that hurts?
No, not really.
When you chew on an apple, does your teeth ever hurt?
I mean, well, I never really chew on apples. So.
Does the apple get bloody?
No. No. Thanks.
Well, this is sort of like Sal. Why don't you go? You know what the risks are. Why don't you go? You're smart enough. You know that.
Yeah, you know what? It's just, why don't people... I just don't like, I'm afraid of what could happen or, what might be found out.
What's your worst fear? Like, what do you think is the worst case scenario?
Like, I go in and have to have everything drilled out, and like the Siobhan story today, it scared the shit out of me. Having all her teeth drilled out, or just shit like.
But better that they rot away in your mouth,
right? If you were in that same scenario and you were in such shape that had to be done, you realize it'll only get worse.
Yeah.
I mean, Richard didn't go to the dentist
It's a catch-22, guys.
Richard didn't go to the dentist for a while, but he's gotten into it. Now he's brushing his teeth.
I know. I heard all about his story.
Were you surprised, Richard? JD says he hasn't been to the dentist since before we even came to Sirius.
Yeah, he's like a young me. I mean, it took me a while to learn my lesson. When you finally do go to the dentist and you realize how much work and all the stuff you got to have done, it's like, man, I would have taken better care of my teeth long ago.
I went through a similar period to JD. I had a dentist phobia. I know it's a big joke, but I didn't. I didn't go for it must have been 6 or 7 years, 5 or 6 years. And when I went, my gums were so swollen that he couldn't even work on my teeth. I had to take antibiotics and fix my gums. It was gross. It was totally gross. Maybe that's why I had bad breath.
But you're glad you did it.
Oh, my God. Now I overdo it. Now, usually people go once a year. I go twice a year.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I go every 6 months.
For cleaning.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I didn't have a phobia. I just didn't have dental insurance, and it's expensive. So I just kind of put it off because I didn't want to pay all the money for my cavities.
I had a phobia. I got yelled at by one of my dentists. He was very mean to me, and I didn't want to go back ever again.
Yeah, really? I don't want to get yelled at.
What did your dentist yell at you about?
What?
I think I put this in the book. I used to, when he would put his hands in my mouth, if he went back too far, I would gag. I was one of those people who was I was like a gagger. So one day he was working on me, and I think he'd about had it. It was a difficult day, and he took a step back and he looked at me sternly and he goes, "Would you fucking grow up?"
Wow.
I was like 22, and I'm like, "Grow up! I'm not doing this because I'm childish." So I just said, "Fuck you! I'm not going back anymore." I didn't go back for
I'll show you. I'll never go to a dentist.
No, but he was the only dentist I knew.
How long did you wait before going back?
Oh,
like 5 years.
The Yellow Pages and stuff.
Like 5 years.
Because he called you out on your gagging.
Yeah, I was probably 21 till I probably went around 26 or 27. Yes.
Wow. How are you with your teeth over there? Do you go to the dentist?
Well,
or are you too scared? Because I know you're too scared to go to the doctor for other things, like you've said on the show.
I'm scared to go to the doctor, but I do go to the doctor. I force myself to go. But with the dentist, the odd thing is, and Gary brought this up when I was first on the show in '96, he goes, Sal's teeth are not that much better than mine, because my teeth were pretty fucked up back in the day. Like, I remember one guy saying to me, what do you brush your teeth with, sandpaper? Look at that. And I had spaces, and they were a little disheveled looking. So the thing that I had to do with my teeth is I got them bonded, because I didn't want to go through the whole process of braces. And I'll never forget, I'm sitting in the chair, and the dentist looks at my teeth, and he says, Marie, remember last week when Mr. Smith was in? He goes, get me that same amount of bonding. And she goes, that much? He goes, actually, double it. So that's how bad my teeth were. And it was quite embarrassing, but that's the only dental experience I've had, is with my bonding and the fact that he really had to spackle them up.
So what do you think this fear JD has? Do you understand it?
I think JD just has a form of halitosis that needs to be addressed and taken care of. I mean, it's a common thing. I use something called TheraBreath, which works really, really good. And it's a deoxygenating type of toothpaste, a special toothpaste you get over the internet.
Domestic or foreign?
This is domestic. And it works
It
really...
doesn't have a skull and crossbones on it?
How'd you find this?
You know what? When my wife telling me every night your breath stinks, I really started believing it stinks. So but nobody else ever told me. And I've been around a lot of people, and well, then again, nobody else was fucking me.
And nobody's fucking you now.
That's true, and my breath's a lot better. But I looked into this stuff, and this TheraBreath, I'm telling you, it's supposed to be amazing. Apparently, you build up a lot of sulfur from the bacteria that your tongue produces, and this particular type of deoxygenating type of toothpaste destroys the sulfur that is created by plaque. And that's what JD might have. He just might have an excessive buildup of plaque and bacteria that he can't control.
What about flossing? Do you floss?
Yeah, flossing is very important. I keep a floss in my top drawer, and after I have breakfast every morning, I floss.
You a flosser, JD?
No.
Any reason why?
No, I just don't do it. I don't know.
And we could tell.
Fuck you.
I don't think JD likes to be bothered with stuff.
I know.
Yeah. Is it a
He
time
doesn't want to
issue?
be
Is
bothered
that what
with
it
the
is?
dentist or anything.
No, don't
He
know.
does have nice white
It's
teeth.
more
Your teeth
a
are
fear
nice.
out of anything.
You're scared of the flossing also?
No, I just don't.
Once you start doing it, you'll love it.
Yeah, I mean, I just never started. So.
And dude, just go for the gas too at the dentist. That's what I do. Just get the gas on. Tell them you're paranoid. Even when I get a cleaning, I get the gas. I have them turn it all the way up.
Are you one of
it's
those
like being at a Grateful Dead concert.
Are you one of
It's
those
great.
guys when the dentist asks, "Are you feeling anything?" and you just keep saying no?
I keep saying no. Absolutely,
See,
and he turns it up.
Mine doesn't do the gas. I have to get the shot in
Yeah.
the gums, and that is... I don't mean to scare you, JD, but that fucking shot hurts.
Okay,
mine-
can
you
we
get
move
them
on,
both.
please?
Hey, JD, do you whiten your teeth?
No.
They're very white.
Yeah, they are.
Can we move on to?
I'm with Sal. Get the gas. Don't get the shot.
I don't have the choice, and I have a weird thing going on with my dentist. I get so nervous when I get there, and he gives me the shot, and it doesn't take effect. So he's got to give me a lot of shots because he says sometimes.
Why wouldn't it take effect?
Because I get so nervous. He says the adrenaline keeps you from feeling it. So he'll give me a shot. We'll wait 5 minutes. He'll give me another shot. And what ends up happening, he has to give me 4 shots. When it finally takes effect, it's like 8 hours till I feel my fucking lips again.
You get 4 shots in
Sometimes.
Novocaine?
Sometimes.
Oh,
wow.
Do you do something? I do something when I get the shot. It hurts so much. I pinch myself down by my testicles.
No, not my testicles. I pinch the bottom of my bottom of my leg.
Yeah, I have to pinch.
I pinch my
myself.
butt.
Yeah, I pinch like my thigh by my testicles. And
But don't you love that sour cherry taste that goes down your throat when you get that shot?
No.
I love that.
You do that for every cleaning?
No, I don't get shots for cleaning, but if I have to have something work done on my mouth, then I got to get a shot.
yeah, I get it for a root canal and things like that.
Welcome to Dental Talk.
Yeah, we're going to move off dentistry now.
On Thursday's wrap-up show, we spent time talking about the Queen of Burps, specifically when she called out Sal and pointed out that he has a very small penis. Well, Sal didn't really like that comment, and then he explained what he does when he goes to the gym to check out to see how he measures up against everyone else, and then Sal just starts being Sal. Check it out.
Other big chunk was the Queen of Burps, who came in today, and I guess there was some debate whether she was burping or not. In the beginning, she certainly was.
Right. At the end, Howard hit it right at the head. At the end, she was just going, ah! She was just screaming.
But as it went on, She said she was offering to, I guess, burp on Howard's penis, and then Sal took her up on the offer, or at least tried to. And not only did she shot you down immediately. First, I thought it was because you're uncircumcised, Sal, but no, it was because you have a very small penis.
She pulled out. Sal pulled out that baby dead aardvark, and she freaked out.
And first of all,
microphallus.
It's not a very small penis. It's an average-sized penis
at best.
Sal, let's be honest. You pull on it to make it look bigger.
I had no choice. I had what I call not shrinkage, not to be confused with shrinkage. I had tuckage, where everything's just tightly packed. You know, like when you take Play-Doh and you put it in a container, you tightly pack it in. My cock was tightly packed. So when I revealed it, I had to stretch it out a little bit. But it's far from small.
But even after you stretched it, she still made the cock. I think Robin also agreed.
Well, it looked like a fucking, a wacky-looking peach-colored chisel. It freaked her out.
She laughed so hard. Like, it was such a real laugh that came from the gut,
Yeah, it's like when a fat lady falls down a set of stairs. Even though it hurts, you're laughing your ass off. She was laughing at my manhood.
She keeled over on the couch. Like, she was on her side at one point.
And Sal, you may want to play it off, but I could tell you were hurt. I mean, you were genuinely hurt.
Yeah, she definitely booted me where it hurts, up the ass with that one. I wasn't expecting that. I don't mind her, looking. I love the shock value, but when you point and laugh, that really, wow. She rattled my foundation, as Danny Partridge would say.
Now, can I ask you a question, Sal?
That hurt.
This always blows my mind. If you're going to go into the studio and take your pants down, are you never ready for something like that?
In that case, no. I really was never ready. I'm so focused on throwing her off her game that I didn't see it coming. Like Robin said, I should, you said that she shook me. She did. And Robin goes, well, it's about time he got shook. Like, what is that all about?
Well, I think as if you went in there to fuck with her and she fucked with you and you can't understand how that happened.
Oh, I can understand how. I just wasn't expecting it. And, but afterwards she told me that it was fine. And her husband actually is similar. I think I have a nice average-sized penis. Unfortunately, you see it covered all the time, so it doesn't look that good. It's like covering up a supermodel. If you put a fucking raincoat over her head, it doesn't look nice. With my foreskin rolled back, I got a nice looking cock. I got a normal, nice looking dick.
Unfortunately, I've seen your dick way too many times. There's nothing supermodel about it.
Sal, she was trying to make you feel better.
Yeah.
Well, I don't believe that.
Believe it.
Yeah,
she seemed pretty honest.
Like what happens when you get off the air after you've insulted someone and you go, I'm just kidding, the whole Don Rickles thing.
Right.
That's what she did to you.
I guess so, maybe. But let me tell you something. My dick works pretty damn good. So, and I call my dick the David Banner dick because it might be small in the beginning, but when it blows up, it's like the Incredible Hulk.
Every guy says that.
Right.
By
Every guy with a small
I've never
penis
said
says
it.
that.
This Puerto Rican said it to me when I was 17 with my buddy Louie, and she goes, "Oh my God, this one's small." And then when it got big, she goes, "This one we called the Hulk."
Now, were you dating her or did you pay her?
I paid her to date me.
Right.
So, no.
Of course because it sounds like the words of a woman who's getting paid.
She said she was going to beauty school and she had a daughter that she had and it was her birthday and she goes, I suck a little dick to make some money and buy my daughter a gift. I was helping her out.
I call my
that's the story.
I call my dick the Danny.
She goes, it's my
DeVito
daughter's
dick.
birthday, so I suck a little dick, I buy her a gift. What's so wrong about that? I'm helping families.
You're a generous
I helped families. This is a long time ago.
Do you guys think girls know flaccid? Like, do they know that it grows for most guys?
Yeah,
I would think
so.
so.
You know what I try to do to make myself feel better is that no matter how hot a chick is, girls are obsessed with big tits. Everybody's blowing their tits up like crazy. But no matter how hot a chick is, a girl really doesn't realize that a guy would love to bang her any which way he can. If her tits were inverted, we would fuck her. If she's hot and she has a nice wet vagina, we're going to town.
Oh, my God.
And I'm trying to justify what I try to think about.
Where are you going with this?
Where I'm going is that if this lady insulted my dick today, I'm like, okay, she might have said it's a little small. But the truth is that even if my dick were small, and it isn't, it still wouldn't stop a good majority of women to have sex with guys with smaller penises. It's not the closer. You know what I mean? So it somewhat makes me feel better that my dick may not be huge, but it's not going to get in the way of a girl saying no or yes to sex.
But you're saying it's not a big deal. But if it's not a big deal, why does it bother you?
It bothers me because it's pretty much what you got. I think every guy wants a nice sized penis, and I think I have an average size one. But even lately at the gym, I can't help. I do the glance. I'll admit it.
When the hell do you go to the gym?
I started going 2 weeks ago since I've been having this condition with my head.
What glance?
And what do you do? Meat gaze?
No, I don't meat gaze, but like. When you're in the gym and guys drop their pants, we all have the curiosity factor. You give the glance.
You're a cock gawker?
No, I'm not a cock gawker. I'm a glancer, a prancer glancer. So,
are you looking because yours is small and you want to see how you measure up?
I'm looking to see if I fit within the vicinity of the average penis.
Where do you fit in?
I would say I'm average, but there was a guy the other day who was really jacked up and built, and I was hoping he was going to be small, and he was hung like a fucking fire hydrant.
Did you wait around just while he was undressing? Like, hey, I got to see
when he
this
took,
one.
when he took his pants off, did you just go, oh?
When his pants went down, I did go, oh. I did.
Did you really?
Yeah, because it kind of pissed me off because for the majority of the guys in the gym, they're all pretty much average. Then this guy came in with the fucking big bulker, and I was just like, shit. And it kind of bummed me out.
Was he like showing it off to everybody? Walking around?
No. He just dropped the towel, slip on the underwear. We all do that in the gym. It's not a big deal.
Have you figured out, is there like a tell for these guys? Can you see a guy with his clothes on and know whether he's going to be large or small based on a physical trait?
It's funny. So far I've seen somebody who was mentally challenged, and I thought he would be big, and he was actually small.
Based on what?
Wait, you saw a mentally challenged guy naked at the gym with a small dick?
Yeah.
Why would you think it would be big?
Well, retards for some reason have big genitals. I don't know why. It's just one of these things.
Is that a fact or?
It's based on what I've observed. Usually when you see
retarded cocks have you looked at?
Look at Wendy the retard. Her tits are ginormous.
What does that have to do with penis size?
Beetlejuice. The guy's the size of my shoe, yet his cock is pretty big in proportion to his body. So I was just expecting this person to have a bigger penis, and it was small to normal. I've seen Orientals in there with average penises that I thought would be small. And I have not yet to see any black people in there. So if that comes along, around.
Wait, you go to a gym where there's no black people? That's shocking.
Well, Nassau County.
How is
keeping it real?
Gary, how was he acting in the back once he walked out and she told him that he had a small penis?
He was it was like someone hit him in the head with a 2x4. He was almost disoriented. He goes, wow, I was not expecting that. But when if you're gonna go fuck with people and they take shots back at you,
no, don't get me wrong.
When you're like the bully in that video who finally got punched in the face.
Well, I wouldn't say I was bullying her. I was contributing to a segment, and it was funny, and the boss was laughing, which is always good, and I wasn't expecting that back. Yeah, she got me good. I got to take it like a man or whatever man is left within me.
Are you like one of those guys that you never really work out? You just stay in the locker room the whole time?
Exactly.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. And I get to the locker room, I get out, but, I just find it funny that a lot of guys are really open, and there's a lot of free balling going on in the locker rooms. And that I don't get. I saw a guy the other day blow drying his balls and asshole. I mean, he starts at his hair, goes to his chest, and goes down. Dick out, balls out, by the sink, by the mouthwash. It's like, come on, you wrap it up.
Lisa in New Hampshire, you're on the wrap-up show.
Hi, guys. How you doing? Love
Good.
the show.
Hey, Lisa.
Sal, I love you, but
I love you, too.
Oh, thank you. I just want you to know that women are fully aware that your dick will grow when it gets hard. I like to believe that they would know that.
Yeah.
But also, size does matter. I mean, I've been in a situation where I was scared of the, shortness of the cock and definitely, shied away from having sex with him.
But have you ever had sex with a guy who it's like you don't think it's that big and then the sex ended up being good, or is that not possible?
I don't really think it's possible, or not in my experience has it been possible.
And what was small? What was small that you dealt with?
I felt like it was like a little turtle head. Like, it really didn't have a shaft or anything.
Lisa, you've been like naked with a guy and making out, and you would have had sex, but you decide not to because of the size?
Yes. In one instance. Usually I like to kind of feel around a little bit to, before anything happens.
Did you tell him, like, hey, is this just too small? or what?
Just kind of like, let's maybe, I don't know.
So would you let him go down on you then? You're figuring that his dick is... Okay. And so because his dick would serve no purpose, you let him eat you out.
Yeah, Sal, would you let a girl with small tits blow you?
Absolutely.
There you go.
So, Sal, how do you deal with an issue like that?
Well, the thing is that Lisa confirms my thoughts, is that, sure, it'll grow, but when you first when you open the curtain, You want to see, you want to see Led Zeppelin. You don't want to see a guy with a ukulele.
I think what Lisa's saying. I think what Lisa's saying is,
and that when the curtain opens, she saw a guy with a ukulele, and she got disappointed. And so when you drop your pants, even though it'll eventually grow, it's how you present it off the bat. You only have one chance to make a first impression, and if your dick is tiny, then you're screwed. And she'll admit it. She'll admit what a lot of girls admit, right, Lisa, that when a guy drops his pants and he's small, you do say in the back of your head, shit, this is going to be a bummer. Yes or no?
Oh, yeah.
See, women think that.
Sure.
So it's important for us men to chub up before we get into the sack. It's a lesson learned. Women do care. It sucks.
Lisa, have you ever been with an uncircumcised guy before? Would that creep you out at all? Oh, she's gone.
She's gone.
I think she just vomited.
This is the best of the wrap-up show. A recap and behind-the-scenes look with John Hein and Gary Dell'Abate. The best of the wrap-up show begins now.
Hey, it's Sal Governale. On Monday's wrap-up show, we discussed the letter that we wrote Howard. The letter that should have never have been sent to Howard. Major backlashing because of that. We expressed what happened and how we dealt with it. And then somehow we got into a discussion of what else? Men kissing men. And the stories got crazy, to say the least. Check it out.
I wanted to get Sal and Richard in here because Howard revealed that you guys sent him a letter talking about how busy you are and the amount of work that you're doing. And Howard, I don't know if he was in disbelief over it. I don't know if he...
I'd say annoyance.
Yeah, but I don't... And I wondered, Richard and Sal, both of you guys, I know you wrote that letter to show what you've been doing, that you've been busy, and, you're not slacking off by any sense. But was it hurtful that Howard basically said, I saw this and immediately I deleted it? Like, I didn't really need to read this.
Well, we tried to contact him in the least annoying way as possible, and that's email. So
no, the least annoying way possible is not at all.
Yeah, but we just...
It was the second least annoying way.
Yeah, the second, I guess. But, at least we gave him the option of being able to delete it. If we're talking to him in the hallway, he can't delete us.
Right.
So we just tried to bother him the least that we could to let him know that we're working and we're not blowing each other back in our studio. We're actually in there working.
And what prompted you to actually take that step?
What, to send the letter?
Yeah.
Him on the air saying, what the hell are these guys doing? They don't come into the studio anymore. They keep their door closed. They haven't put up too many bits. That certainly rattled our foundation, so to speak. And we said, hey, we have to make Howard aware of what's going on because, we do work and we wanted to make him obviously aware of it. And we thought the best way would be a letter over the weekend.
Do you regret sending it now after what went down today?
No.
No, not really. I mean... he played that other call that we were kind of bummed out that he didn't play, which was cool. But we know better now. And I actually had an idea I was going to pitch. I don't know if it's worth it, but I was thinking it'd be funny if any bit that Howard turns down from now on, he spanks me and Sal.
No, he can just spank you.
We're a team. Like we pull our pants down and he spanks us.
Wait, by the way, what is going on with you guys? We're playing the Newly Weird game tomorrow, and I saw Richard sent out a note that the loser should have a penalty where they should have to kiss.
That's funny.
I think you guys just want to kiss.
No, we know we're going to win. There would be nothing better than you two, Gary and John, kissing. It would be great.
What if you lost and you had to stick your tongue down Richard's throat?
That would be horrible.
What
would you do it? Tongue.
No.
10 seconds.
No.
We've kissed before.
Yeah, but
with tongue?
Not with tongue.
But
no.
as close as Gary and I are, we have no desire to kiss each
Right.
other.
Well, that's the whole point.
Whereas
that's
you
why
guys
it's-
have every desire to kiss each
Yeah,
other.
But that's why it's funny.
But when
you guys will want to win that much
when
more.
you throw it out there, there's a chance that you'd have to do it too.
That's fine.
Like if I said, let's in the contest, if there's a loser, then you have to put honey on your balls and a bee sting you.
I would
would
do
think
that.
I wouldn't throw that out there because I don't want that to happen to me. There's always a chance you can lose.
Well, that's what I think constitutes a great bet, to put something out there that you don't want to happen to you. That's where you create the action.
I can think of 1,000 things that I don't want to happen to me that don't involve.
Would you reach into John's pants and squeeze his cock like a horn?
But why is it all gay? That's my point.
Well, because you wouldn't want to do that.
Well, because we're newlyweds, it's couples. Like couples on the real Newlywed Game kiss. Why shouldn't we have to kiss? The people in the game tomorrow.
Feel free, go for it.
So will you guys agree to it if you lose?
No. Provided
only if the other guys agree to it.
Right. I know Howard and Fred are not going to make out with each other, but I think John and Gary are the closest to each other.
You think they won't, but we will? The fuck is wrong with you?
I don't know, but I
Who's
just
more
do.
likely, John or Gary?
John.
More likely to what?
Make out with
to
Gary.
agree to make out.
What are you kidding me?
I just feel it.
From what?
See, I think
I think
Gary
anything
would,
you-
but not just because I think he's more would do it just as a funny moment. in
I'm
the show.
telling you, I'm sitting here laughing right now because in the history of the show, this has only happened once on the Channel 9 show. I put on a dress. We were simulating somebody who molested another celebrity, and Jackie played the molester, and Jackie pinned me down and fucking kissed me.
Wow.
Like for real?
Yeah.
And it fucking rocked my world.
Like all of a sudden you were attracted to him? Or?
No.
It really is a violation. It's a horrible
It is.
feeling.
And, I thought, okay, this is funny. Like Jackie got on top of me and he pinned my arms down. I couldn't move, but I go, oh, he'll just like plant a little peck on my lips, and he fucking kissed me. He didn't stick his tongue down my throat, but he full mouth kissed me.
I was at a New Year's Eve party. This guy was about 6'3", about 300 pounds. We're hanging out, drinking, having fun, doing shots. He does this shot. He goes, whoa! He grabs my face and sticks his tongue in my mouth. And I was just like, what the fuck just happened? And this guy was a big guy. He was in my buddy's basement. I never said a thing about it. Like, I felt like I was violated, like I was raped.
Do you think he kissed you, or did he was like, whoa? Like,
No, he went, whoa! And then he grabbed my head, and he brought it to his mouth, and he just stuck his tongue in, pulled it out, and just like, yeah! Like he was celebrating a victory of something.
He was.
And I got tongue raped by this dude, and I still know him. We still hang out. He's crazy, but...
Was this the years before the show, or was this...
This was about 10 years ago.
Do you think it was a complete joke, or was he coming on to you?
Well, I told my buddy, and he goes, "Yeah, I heard he's done that before." And I go, "What the fuck?" He goes, I feel the same way. There's nothing you could do. It. This guy will literally, if I say something, he can rape me. He could take me down and rape me." So
Howard brought up today that when you guys were hired, you were not hired as a team. Richard, you won the contest, and Sal, you got brought on a little bit after. Yet you always, Richard, you always present each other as a team. Yet more and more lately, I hear Sal saying, "You know what? You could do that, Richard. I'm really not. I'm not up."
Well,
for
I don't
that."
want to get spanked by the boss if my bit doesn't hold up, But if I had to, I express how I feel about certain things that Richard would certainly tongue kiss me. I wouldn't want to do it, but if it came down to it for him, for my buddy, for the team, yeah, I'd do it. But I don't want to. And I make that very clear that I don't. I'm not pitching it. I don't
Listen, it's fine to do
it.
whatever you want, but wouldn't a making out kiss be worse than a spanking?
Oh, absolutely. But I also don't want to be spanked by Howard.
But you're willing to do the make out kiss if Richard wants to do it.
If the bet went down, yes, I would stick to the bet. I don't want to do it.
Did you? When Richard sent the note out saying, did he?
Yeah, we
ask you about it.
Yeah, absolutely. I said he asked my opinion. I go, send it out. It's fantastic. But that doesn't mean. Wait a minute, Gary. The way you're going with this.
Well, you're like, it's fantastic.
Because the first thing that comes to mind is you and John Hein making out. That is funny as shit.
I don't think that's the first thing that comes to your mind.
I swear to God, in my mind, it is. If Richard thought
you're scaring him off, Sal.
Yeah?
It's not a full makeout. Just kiss on the lips, like a peck.
Yeah, I don't know that that's what I got out of that.
I don't know. I think a peck would be fine.
Would you do a peck, Gary?
No,
John.
No.
Homophobic.
Just the
Absolutely. Gary, have you noticed that, though, that Sal is sort of backing off of the team thing more and more as this stuff comes
Not team thing,
up?
gay thing. Not team thing. There's a big difference.
I have not noticed it. I think what Sal's saying is right. He's still part of the team, and they do everything together. And by the way, I didn't appreciate that you guys tried to throw John and I under the bus, saying that we have a routine. What is John and mine routine? Maybe once a month we walk to the garage together. That's the extent of our routine.
No, I didn't say routine. I said you spent the night together in a room at Howard's house.
Which
That's pretty close.
What happens in the Hamptons stays in the Hamptons. but like John and I, we don't pee together. We'll hang out together, but we don't eat together every day. You guys are really attached.
So you guys were in the same bed?
No.
But the same room, which wasn't necessary.
But
what did
you request the same room?
Everybody there was in the. Everybody there shared a room.
Did you change in front of each other?
Did you hear what I just said?
Yeah. Okay.
Everybody,
I'll give you that.
Jason had a roommate. Everybody that was there had a roommate.
I'll give you that. Did you change in front of each other?
No.
Were there two beds?
Yes.
What did you guys talk about when the lights went on?
I can tell you exactly what happened. I got so fucking drunk. I got so drunk that
that's how it always starts.
Fell right into my trap.
He accidentally fell into John's bed.
I remember, John. I think I went into the bed and I passed out. I just passed out.
You guys didn't.
So we didn't chat about anything.
Because doesn't Howard say only one bed had to be made up the next day?
No, he didn't say that.
Oh, man. But tomorrow, this game...
Ben's just mad because I was invited.
I think, Gary and I know each other well. I think you two actually know each other better than Gary and I do on the newlywed game level. But Howard and Fred, I don't know. It seems like, Howard didn't want... Fred basically was trying to get out of the game because he didn't feel it was a fair matchup. But I think they're going to do really well because Fred knows how Howard's going to answer.
And they've known each other the longest. I mean, 30-some years.
But I don't think Howard knows how Fred's going to answer.
Are newlywed game questions more what would you do in this situation or factual questions?
It's a mix of both.
Yeah.
So some of them could be... where did someone go to school? But someone could be like, who's the one person in the world that Fred would want to meet? So it could be like that. But here's the thing that scares me why I think you guys are winning. I know for a fact I can't pick John's penis out of a lineup. But you two couldn't you?
Yeah, but they're not going to show us a sketch of Richard's
I'm just
cock.
saying that's how well you know each other.
Well, you'd be surprised. My memory's not that good, Gary.
And
when
plus,
I get flustered.
Sal's penis is very unique looking, too.
That's true, too.
Not in France.
Or Italy.
Getting back to the letter you guys wrote, why did you decide on the Friday lunch hour is the right time to write the letter?
Well, we were here Friday. We were working, and we said, let's put this thing together.
See, that's another thing. When you said that today, this isn't like General Motors. You're not in the assembly line. We don't have a lunch hour. You make it sound like that when you punch a clock and you have a little lunchbox.
Well, Howard said you're utilizing company time. Yeah, it is. It was company time, but it wasn't something that was interfering with our work, which we still
But you
provided.
weren't. You didn't leave the office, punch out, and go to lunch.
No, but we did have our lunch. We bring our lunch into our office a lot, and during our lunch, we conversed on what the letter should be, what it should constitute, and then we put it together.
Hey, Howard asked you guys, and at the time you were kind of... You said that it was neither of it was both of our ideas. I don't think there's anything wrong with you guys writing the letter, but was it more one of you guys than the other? Because it does seem like the kind of thing you wouldn't both spontaneously just say, letter.
I swear to you, I wouldn't know. If Richard has a better memory than me, I would.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
I swear to
would
God,
say,
I don't know. There are a lot of times we say something at the exact same time, and it could have been one of those. Like we probably just kick back and go, maybe we should write a letter.
Yeah,
or send an email.
If people ask like who come up with a certain call or bit, we wouldn't know. We both just come up with it and work on it.
I think that when things go bad between you two, it's really funny. After Lennon and McCartney didn't like each other anymore, they remembered exactly who wrote what.
Yeah, I don't know, but with this case with the email, it just. The way Howard spoke, he really scared the shit out of us, and we said, "Hey, we got to make Howard aware of what we're doing," and that's how it came about.
Was it a mistake for them to send this email?
I know that's how they felt. If they would have come to me, I would have said, you probably don't need to send the email because Howard had mentioned to me that he wanted to chat with you guys on Tuesday, and it doesn't make sense to send the email. Just when you sit down, you can sort of talk then.
Yeah, why didn't you guys go to Gary?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Every time you ask that question, that's his answer. Swear to God.
We just thought that, I don't know. I mean, it was, Howard said it's, we thought specifically, he specifically said our names in that.
And you didn't have to come to me for permission. I would have thought you would have come to me more for advice.
We should have. In retrospect, that would have been a good thing to do in hindsight.
But also, I think some of our thinking was that just if we send this note, this is stuff that Howard can bring up in the meeting. Like, we'll kind of make the meeting go a little easier if he has some PowerPoints or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Are you guys worried about this meeting tomorrow?
Not really.
I guess they said that the exact same time.
Letter.
Should we be?
I don't know.
We've had a meeting already with Howard. It was very productive. It was very positive. It wasn't too long ago, so I guess maybe Howard's kind of following up and saying, "Look, I was expecting a little bit more of this and a little bit more of that. So let's stay on track."
Gary, should these guys be scared?
Scared like they're going to lose their jobs? No, but they should be aware that there's something that Howard wants more of.
Right.
Does it call for another letter?
No more letters.
Hey, it's Gary Dell'Abate, Baba Booey. On Tuesday's wrap-up show, we talked about the newlywed game, which John Hein and I lost, and I thought we won or close to won. Robin stopped by, Fred stopped by, Sal stopped by, and I think the most interesting part of it was Sal explained what his thought process was when we asked him within 3. And Sal had like several answers. None of them made sense, but they were all fun to listen to. Here's what happened.
Most of the show today was devoted to the Newlywed Game, where Sal and Richard and myself and Gary came up short against Howard and Fred. But before we get into the dynamics of the couples and all that went down, Robin, you almost ended up hosting the game because J.D. Harmeyer was taking a lot of flack for his hosting abilities.
Was stuck to that piece of paper that was
the
given
questions
to him.
on it.
And so he couldn't take his eyes off it. He couldn't join into any of the patter with the contestants. He couldn't set things up. Have you ever seen a game show?
Yes, but I'm not Bert Comby. I'm not a game show host.
But
I sit there and watch
easy
quietly.
to put yourself in the mindset of someone who's running a game show and saying, all right, this is on radio. I have to tell people who's here.
I just told you his skills. He's a game show watcher.
Yes.
Not a game show host.
Exactly.
Hey, I got to, well, keep going, because I got a question about
No,
something.
well, I was standing there trying to think of stuff to say, but I couldn't, and you guys were talking already. I wasn't about to interrupt anyone talking.
The simplest elements. I mean, he couldn't even switch the order of the contestants. He knows you guys. He looked at Gary at one point and couldn't think of his name.
For 2 seconds,
And
I had a brain fart, Robin, for 2 seconds.
And you
all
wouldn't
right?
get my coffee that I put down?
Oh, fuck you and your coffee.
Now, Howard had a couple of comments about your hosting, but one thing I thought was valid was him saying they shouldn't have had to start first every question. That's not fair. But why not call the audible and just move it along? Like, what was the difficulty in that?
Because I didn't realize to call an audible until Robin sort of.
No, I
pointed
mentioned it
out.
to you as soon as we came out, and you said, listen, I could barely do what I'm doing.
Well, that too. Yeah, I was. If I had to figure out who was the last person to go, I just would have gotten more confused, I thought. So I said, all right, I'll just stick
More
with
confused than you were?
Yes. I'll just stick
Is that
with the same order.
Were you upset from the flack that you took over your wardrobe? I think people said you were wearing the Stop Making Sense suit in there.
Is that
Like
Talking
during
Heads
wartime.
reference?
Yes.
All right. Listen, yeah, I've been hearing it, and whatever. It was the only jacket I could get around and be able to button. So
I think he should come in dressed as a different MTV video from the 80s every day. Maybe tomorrow I'm dressed like the Bangles.
How funny was it, though, when Howard said, where'd you buy that suit? And he goes, J.C. Penney. And I'm going, of course you did.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
So did you feel in control of the situation at all?
No. But, whatever. I don't listen, I got the questions out and the answers are given, and that's all that matters.
What's it like when Howard is a contestant versus being a host of a particular bit? Like, can he not help himself but end up trying to host it as it goes on?
Of course he's going to try to host.
He's got that great bit where he goes, listen, you idiot, do this. And he goes, oh, you're hosting, sorry. And then he just 2 minutes later, he's up your ass.
Yeah, actually, whenever he started winning, the complaining about my hosting ability started to
Well,
go
has there
down.
anybody that's ever come in from the outside that actually has turned out to be a really good host?
Yeah.
Vinny comes in and he's not so good.
No, Art Fleming, when we were at Channel 9.
I was going to say, a real game show.
Again.
But don't you think that's
a real game
partly
show host.
because we it's like you give him some rope. Like you say, oh, Art Fleming knows what he's doing, so you give him a shot. I'm not saying JD would be incredible at hosting. I don't know. But you don't really give him a shot at it.
Wait a minute. JD had plenty of rope.
I agree.
And he was dangling from it, unable to speak.
Hey, sorry, guys. I won't host anything. I don't care.
Well, since
No, you were a great host for goofing.
I thought it was entertaining as hell.
But JD, since you did host, you could probably be the most objective about this game. Did you expect it to go the way it did between Fred and Howard, Gary and myself, and Richard and Sal?
I actually, they did better than I thought. I didn't think anyone would get any of these questions correct.
I thought it was going to be a Sal Richard just slam dunk.
That was a big surprise.
I really did,
yeah.
because those guys sit across from each other every day. They talk about everything.
What happened, Sal?
We did come in second. And because JD was the judge and he gave it to Howard and Fred, we lost. And I'm not going to argue with the judge. I'm not going to argue with the judge. I'm
you
not
lost
arguing.
because you got no questions right.
No. We got the
You got the one bonus question.
Guys,
right.
But we were in second place. We would have won.
Let me ask you a question. How many answers did you get right? Two.
Two.
How many answers
One-
did you guys get right? Like 3.
I think we got more. I think we got
You
more.
had 15.
We have
right?
15.
3. Yeah, you guys got 3.
We got 3.
two.
Right. So I mean, if you take away the score,
No doubt
aspect
about
of
it. I agree with Benji's call on what Howard and you winning, but we would have won regardless. We would have won. We got the hardest question.
But you didn't
right.
understand one of the questions.
Right. I know.
You got it right by accident.
Understand
That was
it.
the
You
bad.
shouldn't have even been given credit for that.
Sal,
you have to understand the question.
What was going through your head? What could it have meant?
Well, the way it was worded, within 3 immediately, the first thing that came to my mind was within 3. Does that mean because we're all married, we're not going any further than 3? In other words, we're staying within 1, 2, and 3.
Wait. I still don't. Do you guys understand what that means?
No, explain that. I really don't understand.
How did they get one answer?
JD says within 3. How many women have you been with? And I'm like, within 3, like within 1 woman, 2 women, or 3 women. Within 3.
Oh, so you thought the answer could only be 1, 2, or 3?
Within 3. Right.
Okay.
1, 2, or 3.
Well, but Sal,
now, and I'm thinking now, maybe this is done.
Oh, you mean like you only cheated once, twice, or
Let's
three
say put
times?
out.
I'm with you. I'm with you there. Okay, I'm with you on
I
that.
put
Hold
out
on.
3 blocks.
Benji brings up a good because I'm not with you.
I put out 3 wooden blocks. I go, John, pick one within this 3.
Get Gary the retard on the
Within
phone.
this
Maybe he can
3.
help us out.
He thought 3 was the universe, and
Okay,
he could
right.
only
Now,
pick
Sal,
1,
Within
2, or 3.
Right, within 3. I'm like, okay, now, and I'm thinking, okay, we're all married, and I guess they say within 3, we can assume 1 because we're all married, and nobody wants to go overboard and think that, hey, wait a minute, I didn't fuck more than 3 women. So then Howard goes 30. I go 30.
So right. So
in my
now
head,
what are you thinking?
Now I'm thinking it's like what is it called? Like increments of 3. 3, 6, 9. Yeah, multiples of 3.
Wow.
So I'm like, wait a minute now, because he said 30, but then Fred's put 50 up. I go, it's not multiples of 3.
Okay.
So now I thought it was within maybe 3 people, me, the person, and my wife or something.
Uh-huh.
That's the only thing. The only thing I can rationalize.
When you consider 5 out of the 6 people actually understood the question, and you didn't, you don't see.
It was just because of that within 3.
But
just
everybody understood the question in total.
but I'm not everybody.
And if my answer was 50, that would mean that exceeds.
Well, they re-rationalized it, right? If you're listening to me, Fred, that's
Guys,
my
help
point.
me out
I
here.
don't. Okay, hold on,
lost.
Sal. I don't understand.
Is everybody lost?
Wait,
Yes.
when Fred
Wait,
said-
hold on, Benji.
Okay.
Sal, I don't understand your re-rationalization there. 50. You're thinking, okay, it can't be a multiple of 3 now.
And it can't be within 3, 1, 2, and 3.
So what
is it now?
3 people amongst 3 people.
What,
which makes no sense.
So do you mean the total of 3 people? Like you bang 10, he banged 20, she banged 30, and it adds up? Or?
Between what you know,
Sal's wife and the emotional friend.
There you go. Between what is going on here?
I don't know. Just keep talking.
Now go ahead.
Between Richard, the person who's given the number,
Right.
between me, and between, let's say, my spouse. In other words, would we all mutually know the number? That's the only thing I could rationalize. Within us 3 people, will we all mutually know the number of people that I've had sex with?
But then when somebody said 50 and somebody said
And
30, then
No,
what do
but
you
yeah,
think?
that's number 3. My first rationalization was within 3, 1, 2, or 3. Once Howard said 30, I said, oh my God, it must be multiples of 3. Then Fred said 50, I go, it must be within 3 people knowing. Me, myself, I mean, my wife, myself, and the person giving the answer.
But how do you get to 50 from that?
I don't know. I was so thrown off. That's a good point. It's obviously not 50 as well, or what Gary gave. But I was just, that's when they came to me, I said, what the fuck does within 3
right,
mean?
so
And
Gary,
when you finally
I was-
answered the question, what were you answering?
I just gave a number. I still didn't have. Nobody helped me.
Wait,
So I gave. So when
So
he
you
said
just
10,
blurted out a number.
no, I blurted out a number that. Regardless
Which
of within
theory were
3,
you using for that?
I just blurted out the number that I hope Richard would get close to what we've spoken about.
So Gary and I said 5. We matched. We got it right.
Right.
Richard said reveal. You said 10.
I said 7.
Oh, 7. Richard said 10.
Right.
And you said what? Great. Why did you think you got it
they go,
right?
I thought I got it wrong. They said you got it right. I go, oh, within 3 points, but I meant within 3 people. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Now I get it. Do you understand what I got
Do
it
you
at
know
the end?
When you said 7, do you know which theory you were using?
No, I just.
What is 7? What is it? What did 7 mean today? When you said
7 was the amount of people that I banged that I've discussed with Richard, right?
Okay,
I've had sex with.
Okay.
But what about
All right.
the third person?
Did you include me?
What do you mean the third person?
You said it's 3 people, so what about the third person?
Well, when I asked you guys for the third person rationalization, you wouldn't give me the answer. I dismissed that because Gary wrote 10 or whatever.
5.
All my theories were thrown out. After every question, all my thoughts on what it could be was thrown out. So when it got to me, I said, fuck everything, fuck the within portion of this question. Let me just say who I banged. 7. And then Richard showed 10. I go, fuck, I got it wrong. And he goes, no, within 3. Within 3 points, meaning within 3 people. Give or take.
All right, so 7 is a number.
It could have been 4.
But how many women have you slept with in your entire life, no matter who you discussed it with?
7.
But you just said 7 is a number that you discussed with Richard.
Well, because he was the one asked. He was the one that was asked the question.
See, he led me to believe that he only told Richard about 7 women.
But there are others.
others.
Told him about.
Let's say it was you. I would probably say maybe 2, 3 tops.
So
you know,
you
it's all the
thought it
person
would-
you talk to. But
I see.
my max. I mean,
So Richard, you
I
told
get it.
everything.
Richard's got the. Yeah, he's got the works.
So with Robin, it would be 1 because
Would
she
be
would know
1.
about your wife. Well,
Right.
maybe not 1, but she would. You would.
No, it would be 1 for Robin.
Okay.
Within 3, how many people are in this room?
Do you guys understand
Counting my brain
what
cells?
the third person rationalization theory is?
No.
Yeah, I believe I do. Do you?
No.
I don't understand. I don't understand within the 3 people.
I don't understand
Is that as
why
if we
he would
called
come
your
to
wife
that
also?
conclusion. It
Let's-
doesn't make any
I'll
sense.
explain it. It's a mutual conversation. Let's say me, my wife, and Richard all mutually know how many people I've had sex with.
But why is it those 3?
I have no idea. It's within 3. It's the only 3 I can think
Are
of.
you talking about me, Richard, and my wife? What 3? What's
Right,
the
within
number
3.
we know?
Yeah, because I'm thinking.
Okay. With that rationalization, what if the 3 were me, you, and your wife? What would the answer be?
It would still be probably.
Because I don't know as many.
And my wife, I guess it would
you
be probably
average
3.
or add
My
it?
wife probably knows of 2 more, at least.
Oh, Sal.
I mean, I don't know. Why are you
that
doing
should
this to
definitely
me?
be a question in future Newlywed Games.
How could it not
Using
be?
the third person rationalization theory.
It's, again,
the
it's all-
re-rationalization.
Depersonalization.
I was just grasping at trying to figure out what it meant.
You guys
That
think
is
this
so
makes
amazing that you got the right answer.
Yeah.
I know.
because
That's why that should have been
absolutely
just
no
thrown out. I'm
understanding of the
sorry.
question.
I'll tell you
He
why.
didn't even know what he was answering.
Well, it's true to a certain point. What I did was I just eliminated the within part and said, let me stick to who I'm fucking according to Richard. And that's what got me by.
It's a shock that him and Richard got anything. Is it not?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And everybody thought you guys were going to win.
Don't you wonder what other theories he applied to other questions?
Oh, God,
No,
yes.
I had no other theories. That was it. I just didn't get the. I think it was a little nervous. It's not really hitting. Sometimes things just don't hit you. Like what, and then like.
Did our conversation in the green Sal?
I gotta go.
Hold on. Did our conversation in the green room with Howard? Did that throw you off at all? Going back in?
No. Well, how would you say that conversation went?
It was interesting. I'll say that.
See, we all thought, everybody on our side, the theory was that you were just telling jokes about me.
Not at
Turned
all.
out that wasn't what it was.
No, we kicked back and said, wow, this is a lot harder than we thought. You know, it's like the Newlywed Game. I go, I think I would do even worse with my wife. And it just went into a wife. And then Howard goes, how is your wife? And I'm
See, I thought Sal was going to use it to give him Howard the other drafts of the email that he and Richard sent.
You know what I think is so
He
funny?
would have just jumped out the
like the
window
War
for
and
it.
Peace thing.
You know what I think is so funny? Like, Sal acts like Howard's like some KGB trained person who beat it out of him. Howard said, how's your wife? And Sal just spills it out.
I wish you guys could have heard this conversation.
Really?
It was a good one. I have
Did
to
they
say.
videotape it?
Yeah, there was a camera in there.
Which we kind of forgot about.
Yeah, which Sal, which 10 minutes into the
remember once you see
conversation,
it.
however long it was, Sal turns to the camera and goes, wait a minute. You're recording this? And at that point,
It was a conversation
What gave it
within us
away?
3.
Yeah.
What gave
Within
it away?
John, me,
The
and
bright light
within
in the
3.
camera.
Tommy, you're on the wrap-up show.
Hey now.
Hey, now.
Hey, are you guys sure that Sal didn't hire a lookalike to take the IQ test? It's really scary, Gary. Aren't you scared that you hired a guy that stupid?
No, because I'll tell you why. Because it's not like we're working in an office where I need the kind of productivity out of him that requires.
Yeah, this isn't the Manhattan Project.
Right. We're not at stockbrokers. I need him to make phony phone calls. That he does great. And then what he doesn't know makes for good material for the air, so it's a double whammy.
I think it's a sign of intelligence. I'm not fucking around. He looked at every possibility. To me, that's an intelligent way of thinking.
Then why are you so
if
stupid?
you've never heard a term before.
No, I've heard the term, but it just didn't. The way it was worded within the sentence, it just didn't hit me right.
You never heard that term ever?
Well, if you said within 3 people,
he didn't say that.
I know, but if he would have, I would have gotten it. Within 3, it just stopped at 3. I'm like, within 3 what? That's what threw me off.
But
I'm just being honest.
Don't apologize. You got nothing to apologize for, Sal.
It just happens.
If I said to you within 50 cents, what does something cost? Would you understand that?
Yeah.
How? What does it mean?
Within 50 cents, yeah. Within 50 cents, obviously.
Well, obviously what?
What does something cost within 50 cents?
But it's okay. So if it costs $2.50, what would be a correct answer?
$3 or $1, $2. Wait, yeah.
But he's
within
saying,
50 cents,
you
give
said
or
the
take.
modifier
It's a
of
give or
cents.
take. You should have said 3 within 3, give or take. Or is it give or take's the same expression?
No, give or take is not the same. Within 3 within 3 is finite. Give or take is not.
Right. At $2.50 at 50 cents, within 50 cents is $3 to $2, right?
You're
50
not
cents more.
positive. That's the best
I'm
part.
dead positive.
You're not.
I'm completely positive.
You passed a Series 7.
86 first time out of the gate. And you tested me live on the air through the internet, and I got questions right. It just didn't hit me right.
The controversy with Sal's answers didn't end there. In the final question, we were asked, "What's
thinking
the
out
thing,
of the box?
What's the thing that if we had to pick something, what's the thing that we least like about Robin?" And Sal and Richard had 2 answers. The one they gave,
I had
Sal
one.
had one.
Thank you, Rob.
Richard had 2.
That's where I was
Sal
going.
had 2. He had the one he didn't want to say on the air.
That's not fair. You can't read my mind, Gary.
Richard said I had a different answer. Sal goes, I know.
No, Richard goes, oh, no, Robin said Richard said that you would have given a different answer. I go, what? And I look at Rob, I go, color, come on, cut it out.
But I'm talking about what Richard said.
Step up to the plate,
Richard
babe.
definitely said that Sal would have a problem with my color, my race. But he wouldn't say it. That's what you said about your buddy.
Well, I was just saying that's what he's kind of known for, being having that type of humor. So that was the funny answer that I thought.
He's the Grand Kleagle at the pizzeria.
Now, Robin, you may expect that kind of answer from Sal, but for Richard to bring it up?
Yeah, it was odd that Richard immediately said that about Sal. It's like, this is in Richard's head. He's sitting here. We're talking about me on the show. And what's the most irritating thing? And Richard thinks of my race first.
Well, that's what everybody gives Sal a hard time
this
about
is what
that.
you did. This is what you said.
Well, how am I getting in trouble for something that...
Actually, in Richard's
put in
defense, I
Sal's
think he knows
mouth.
how big of a dimwit that Sal is. So he just wanted to exercise that option.
Rob, do you think that Sal actually looks at you through a racist or racial
I don't think
prism?
Sal anything. This was Richard talking.
And I don't think he does either.
So do you think Richard looks at you through racist eyes?
Maybe he does.
No, I don't.
Are you
I was
using
joking.
third
I was trying to
person?
make a joke that's what Sal would say.
Okay.
So Howard...
It just seemed very... Well, you didn't seem to be joking. You go, well, there's... Oh, geez, there's 2 answers.
The one I can say and the one I can't.
And he's just not going to
Which
say
one
that
do you
one.
want?
Hey,
Is he that stupid? Would he say that? I don't know.
On Wednesday's wrap-up show, there was a lot of talk because Fred didn't come in today, and Sal dropped by. He sat in for Fred. And we talked about why Fred didn't come in, if one of us wouldn't come in one day, and what it means to miss a day at work. And Sal, spoke and then thought about what he said and spoke again and again, and he was Sal. Love Sal.
Fred's out today of death in the family. We send out our condolences to him and his family. But then that started a whole discussion with Howard and Robin if Fred has the right to take off today. So we'll get into that. And speaking of that, Sal also is trying to make his way through The Art of Happiness. But we think that he hasn't made it very far. And he's going to come by to talk about what it's like sitting in Fred's chair along with Jim McClure. And I believe Sal's mantra today was less is more.
You said that a lot of times today, even off the air.
which of course defeats the mantra. But he did. I thought you guys did a really good job today, and you missed a couple things here and there, but all in all, I thought you were very professional.
Yeah, and you found some things that I think sometimes things get buried that Fred doesn't see.
I took out the old coin collection. You know?
Well, yeah. What was there were some clips of Robin talking super dirty.
Yeah.
That I had not heard in a while.
Yeah.
Where'd you find those?
On the pages. We have about 11 pages, so it's really, I mean, the amount of sound bites are overwhelming, and that just confirms how much more of a genius Fred is, that he's that quick. It was very difficult to do, so I just focused in on some good key things that I think would be relevant to the conversation, and that's primarily it. During every commercial break and when the interviews were going on, I actually muted out the soundboard so I would shuffle through and listen to things in advance.
Right.
So I prepared myself in that sense. And when Howard got into the conversation about Robin, I already had a lot of things ready.
Now, Gary, this is sort of a controversial thing because Jim McClure, he's in here now. He did a great job, I thought.
Awesome job.
But you're splitting up the team. I mean, Richard and Sal, why not have the two of them in there? Were you worried? Scott Salem's run the board before, I know.
We talked about Richard and Sal. Howard sent a note. In fact, when I was at a red light this morning, I read the note. Maybe we should just have Sal in. Because I sent out a note last night. Jim said, should I come in early? And I said, I wanted Jim in early because I thought the original idea was Scott would sit in, we'll sort of scrap sound effects for today, and Jim could do what Scott does. Then I saw Howard's note while I was at a red light at 5:15 this morning saying, let's bring Sal in. Spoke to Howard when we came in, and Howard's like, I want to have Sal in. He goes, I know they don't like to be split up as a team, but he goes, I feel that if they're conferring, which is what you would do, you would sit there and you would commiserate, sort of kick ideas around, that it might be a lot of stuff going on that would just,
he said
distract me.
It would be overwhelming. It could be overwhelming.
And I said to Howard, I agree with him. I go, you know what? They may brainstorm and come up with a great idea, but it may not be worth it for one great idea if it goes on the whole show and you find it distracting. So that's when we said Sal will sit and do sound effects, but then we realized Sal doesn't know how to run the commercials at all, which is something you probably should figure out in the future, although Jim did a great job. And Jim will tell you, Jim was getting ready, running the board, and I gave Jim one piece of advice, and what was that?
Keep your head low.
I did. I put my hand down. I said, keep your head low. Meaning, like, out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah. Now, we all talk about how, like, what a genius Fred is and how he does that stuff, and we all get a glimpse of it. But, Jim, you lived it today. And, I mean, do you have a newfound appreciation for how Fred anticipates what happens during the show and how he does what he does?
Just yesterday when we did the Newlywed game, I got to play, like, the clapping and the laughing, like 4 different sound effects I had to be responsible for. That alone was, like, trying to figure out when to drop it in because, Fred knows Howard's cadence and really just he knows when to drop it in. That was almost overwhelming. This morning, it was just, like you're in the middle of that interview with Gerard Butler and it's like, do you dare interrupt with it? And Sal's looking at me and Fred is incredible. Where just how quickly he can come up with stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's really just in the moment. Like, it's you got to know where everything is immediately.
I thought you guys did really well this morning. And when we walked out, I said to John, I was happy that, especially Jim, because I knew Sal, I knew you could do it, but Jim, I was happy that you were doing well because I felt like I could breathe a sigh of relief. I knew you had it under control, or I felt you had it under control, so it's like one less thing to think about today because there was a lot going on today.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a big chair to fill, but so as the show progressed, it came up that Fred's out because there's a death in the family, and that was it. But that wasn't it, Gary. That turned into a whole discussion. Howard first musing, well, why isn't Fred in? I understand there's a death in the family, and Robin immediately saying, yeah, why isn't he here? And then they went on this whole rap about how Fred really should be here today.
Yeah, and I felt like I was the lone voice for the other side with the two biggest people on the show. First of all, the work ethic on the show is unbelievable, and it filters down from the top. And Howard has this amazing work ethic. He never takes a day off. There's no good reason to take a day off. And even like Steve Randano and I were talking the other day. I said, what do you think about the Red Sox are collapsing? Because I don't know. I don't really watch baseball because I can't stay up that late. I tweeted on Sunday night, had to go to bed before the best part of the Jets game. And I got a lot of people, hit me back like, you're a fucking pussy, fuck work, tell Howard to give you the day off. Like people were seriously saying, tell Howard to give you the day off the day after a Jet game, right? When it's at night. Like the ridiculous. So we have a very good work ethic. We don't take days off here lightly. Having said that, I almost in my mind driving in this morning knew this conversation was going to come down because there's, okay, your spouse dies. That's a no-brainer. So a kid, a parent, a very close relative, a brother, that's a no-brainer. But now you go to in-laws and it starts to go to a grayer area, at least for Howard and Robin. And the point I was trying to make is, yes, I gave the example. Say it was Beth's brother's wife. Okay, that's not Howard's blood relative. Yet, because it would be so upsetting to Beth's brother, it would be very upsetting to Beth. And if she was very, very upset, could Howard really put her in a car to go on a plane to go to Pittsburgh while she was sobbing? Or would he say, gee, I need to be with her?
Well, Howard said, what am I going to do? He's passed away. She's going to go on the trip. Like, what more can I do at that point?
Because sometimes being there is all you need to do.
Why will Howard or Robin realize that?
I don't know. I really don't know. They really... I couldn't tell if they were... I couldn't tell where fucking around for the air stopped and real life began, or if it was not fucking around for the air.
Jill in New Jersey, you're on the wrap-up show.
Hi, it's Jill from Jersey. That's the thing. I'm hoping that was a bit, because everybody was blogging, like, please, Howard, don't be so insensitive. Like, if Fred's wife needed her today, that kind of thing. But also we're hoping a bit was Gary being so insensitive about the big bald guy not being able to leave and see Gerard Butler, like Gerard Butler's God and can't pass.
No, that was a bit. In fact, Gerard Butler's people were all in the Scott's thing watching it. And I told the guy that after, but it was funny for the air. I'm sorry.
Okay, good, because you look bad there. But Howard, please tell me Howard is, like, more sensitive and he really knows that Fred should take off for this reason.
Well, I think it becomes one of those things where Howard, the great thing about Howard being on the radio is there's things you can say on the radio that you couldn't say in real life. So these might be things that he's thinking, but he would never really do, and that's part of the show. So if he's talking about it, he might be, maybe he's thinking that. I'm sure a lot of people have thought about that stuff like that. Like, oh my God, it's my brother-in-law's mother. Why do I have to go?
Well, it's real, and it's
is insane.
What?
It is. His work ethic makes me nervous. Like, I could never work for him. Like, I take at least one day a month off.
Why?
But because I had mental health day or whatever reason.
See, that attitude would not fly here. God, does he have that? Jackie used to use that term all the time, and that is not a term that should ever be used here.
And
a mental health
all my coworkers do it. We all do it. We're
all
like,
lazy.
Oh, out.
See,
we all do it. Like,
you're just lazy people.
See, I think it's a terrible work attitude. But I love my job. So if you hate your job and you have, like, some people have those days at work, what do they call them? Use them or lose them. Mm-hmm. And so people use them.
Yeah, Jill, that's the other thing that comes into play here. Everyone asks, how could you get up at 4 a.m? Look what we're going to do. Look what we do for a living. And it makes it makes the work ethic be a lot stronger, I think.
You are fortunate. And also, it is the Howard Stern show, so why would he take off, like, Fred? I don't know. That is a weird thing, too. Like,
I'm sorry, Benji. The other thing is, and I've always felt like this, even though I've been here for now going on 28 years, this is a very coveted job. There are many people behind me who would like to have it. Right. I am not going to be Wally Pip and take a fucking day off and let Lou Gehrig step in.
Thanks, Joe. But Gary, I can't believe that after all this time, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but you still feel that way.
But it's just, I don't really think that if I take a day off, that someone's going to take my job. But I do feel that if you do too many things like that, you start to become less valuable. I still feel that way. Like he goes, well, Jesus, I don't know. I never feel like the job is a given. I'll tell you, I've said this before on the air. I always thought that I had a great work ethic. The thing that sent me into, like, hyperdrive was when Letterman fired Bob Morton. And I thought to myself, there's a guy who probably thought he could never, ever be fired. I know I thought he would never be fired. That, to me, it looked like he was doing a great job. And I remember thinking, if he could be fired, I could totally be fired. And I was working hard, and I just started working even harder.
Now, this is going to get back. This is going to get back to Fred, with one way or the other. How do you think he'll react?
I don't know. I wonder. The problem is, if Fred listens to it, I think that he can sort of hear that there's some humor in there. But if somebody tells Fred about it, that's the worst thing about the show. We've said over and over. Even a publicist will call me and go, "What you did about so and so today was horrible." I was like, "Did you hear it?" They're like, "No," and I was like, "Well, it wasn't done as vindictive as somebody's making it sound." But if Fred hears about it and someone tells him about it the wrong way, it could upset him.
Sal, would you have taken off if you were in a similar situation with family?
Yeah. If my in-laws passed and my wife was really upset, certainly, in that case, yes. But again, it has to be somebody really, really close. and it has to obviously affect my wife tremendously.
Now, Gary, would Sal get the same treatment that Fred's getting?
I don't think so.
I don't either.
I think that Fred and Robin would get the treatment they got today. I would be able to get away with it, but I would get a lot of shit when I came back for the purposes of the air.
Right.
And then after that, I think it would be, no, they got to be here.
You agree with that, Benji?
That would Sal get more shit or less shit?
Yeah.
I think it would be less. I mean, I think it wouldn't be as focused on as it was today.
I don't think Howard would say a thing at all. I think he would let one day slide, and then if it got to more than one day, like, what's going on here? Would you agree with that, Gary?
Maybe. It depends. Or he might say, but he might verbalize to me, why does Sal have to be out today?
Yeah, we're getting away from the fundamental question, which is, why are you choosing to be out instead of being at work? And I don't know. I mean, I was surprised at how far Howard and Robin both pushed it. I really was. It didn't strike you at all?
Well, I think Howard does have an amazing work ethic, but also here's the difference between Howard and anyone else. Right. Is Howard can deal with it. Any emotion he has, he can deal with it as the show happens. Now, he might not feel that way as much as I think that he should be able to feel that way, but he can respond to how he's feeling on the air.
There's also a difference to any one of us being out as opposed to him.
Of course.
If he's out, there's no show. Without any one of us, the show goes on.
Right. But I've had the situation happen twice, and thank God it was during a break, so I was able to deal with it, and put my full energy into helping the person I was worried about. But God, I mean, I can't imagine not just helping someone, but going through the emotion of, if you had to deal with something like let's say, God forbid, Fred lost someone. I'm sure he cares just as much as Allison does, but I'm sure it's also different. But God forbid someone lost their wife or kid or something like that. How could you do that and do your job also?
Well, the question came up later: if Gary or Fred or Robin passed away, would the show go on the next day?
See, I think it should. That's the case. Howard said no. Well, we wouldn't, an honor. That's the one case I think it definitely should, because that would be at least of all of us, that would be the biggest way of honoring, talking about them. If the worst would be having the show and not talking about them.
I agree with Benji on that. For me, if I died today and the funeral was tomorrow, and I would do the show in the morning, say we're on our way to the funeral, and I would do the show the next day, because that's what we do on the show. But everybody's not like us, and everybody's not as invested in the show. Relatives, as you go further, aren't as invested in the show as we are. I thought the more interesting conversation today was when I said to Howard, you probably wouldn't want to take the day off after Fred died, but you care how it looks. And he goes, I don't give a shit how it looked. And then Robin came right back in. She's like, wait a minute. It could look really bad. And then, she sort of played my point a little better. How it looks does carry some weight.
Well, we hope Fred and his family are doing all right.
Let's go to Gary, page 1. So the guys took a phone call. They took some old clips from a phone call with an old phony phone call with Blue Iris and recycled them to make a new phony phone call. They said they've been working on this for 3 Christmases in a row, and they finally got one.
Wow.
So it's right there.
A lot of backstory.
Exactly.
Is it funny, though?
It's for you to decide.
All that work for nothing.
There's a new show airing on Howard TV. It's Rachel Fine. She goes around, and it's kind of an interesting show. You They take all the questions from listeners. Let's say if Robin was the guest on the show, on the Rachel show, or Sal was, in this case, the guest, and they go over and they ask Sal all the questions that listeners might have. Mm. And in answering yesterday, you got to hear this. I was watching the show, and Sal, he is an amazing guy. And keep in mind, the man was a stockbroker and how to deal with numbers. I mean, listen to this. This is just remarkable. Here's Sal talking to Rachel Fine on the new show.
You know, there are a lot of great prank calls that we just can't play. People say no, and that's it. No is no. Everything that we do, we get a consent for. And if we don't get the consent, we can't play it.
What percentage doesn't make it through?
I would say lately it's been like 40-70 in our favor. About 40% does not make it through. 40%.
Do you recognize that 40 plus 70 is more than 100?
Oh, my God, I just realized that.
I'm not
40-60. 40-65 there.
40-65.
It says here the Rachel Fine series is on HowardTV.com. Oh, so what does that mean, guys? Explain. I thought it was Howard TV. Nobody knows.
It's coming in, Howard.
Oh, it doesn't require coming in. Oh, hi, Doug. Yeah, it's on HowardTV.com.
Yeah, we put it on there first, and then it's going to go into the service. It's a little confusing, but it's something different. We wanted to put it on the website to get some
buzz.
Some buzz there, and doing expose people to the product and what we do. And
I see.
A little
so people can get it for free then.
Yeah.
Okay, good. HowardTV.com.
Right.
Right. You want us to be a buzz, and you did it. All right, very nice. So there it is. Rachel Fine asking people questions, and there's Sal with his 70-40.
Or 40-65.
40-65. He goes, oh, that's right, 40-60. Oh, 40-65. I mean, how does this guy become a stockbroker? You do have to take an exam, a math exam of some sort, I know. If you don't know 60-40... You got to be, I mean, listen, there's a lot of people out there who aren't good at math. I get it. I'm one of them. But 60-40? 70-40?
And then to correct yourself.
And say 40-65. How did you become a stockbroker? It's mind-boggling.
I studied very hard. I got an 86.
I bet you studied hard.
You must have done, some incredible studying.
I worked from 9 to 5 to study for about 4 months straight. But the 40-65 was, I think, a joke.
I don't think it was.
But when
you think it was a joke. That means it wasn't a joke.
Right.
The 70-40, if I...
Only you know if it was a joke. Wow.
That's true.
You're operating at a low level, bro.
I'm really not. What I tried to say in the beginning was 70% make it through, and then I thought about it, and I said 40% didn't make it through, which I realize now is 110%.
You said 70-40.
Right, but I should have It was 70%.
Sal, listen to me.
What I would try to say...
Why even explain it?
I'll tell you why.
You're off. You're off. And then you said 65-40.
In the end,
it wasn't a joke. Watch the show.
I don't think it was, but the point that I was trying to make is that at first I'm saying 70% makes it through, and then I thought 40% doesn't, and then what I was trying to rationalize in my head was that it's really 60-40, so I should have taken the 70% away.
Rachel pointed it out.
I know she did.
You didn't catch yourself. Idiot.
I was on two separate sides. I had one percentage that didn't make it through and one percentage that did make it through.
Right.
But I didn't correct the differences in the two. I don't even know what I'm talking about.
I don't
But
either.
I know that I
Sal. Idiot. Sal.
I know how to do math and stuff. I'm pretty good.
Okay. Wow.
So there's still 70% that doesn't make it, or does make it through.
60%, I would say, makes it through.
And how many don't?
40, which is a total of 100%.
Right. Okay. Well, all right.
Thank you, Fred.
Wow.
And that's that.
How's life? Everything all right?
Oh, unbelievable.
You know,
Spectacular.
when he tries to figure out why his marriage is all fucked up and everything, you realize what he's operating with.
Yeah,
There's
he's
no way.
lucky that anything is working about it at all.
Like, I could fix his marriage in 3 seconds if I was him.
With a gun?
No. It'd be so simple.
How?
If I explained it to you, you wouldn't get it.
You would never be able to do it.
You wouldn't be able to do it. You wouldn't be able to pull it off. You don't even understand what bugs your wife about you. She'd be madly in love with you within 10 minutes if you had my brain. But you don't.
That's true.
Yeah. I mean, you're operating 70-40. You're a stockbroker. This is crazy.
It was a legitimate mistake where I was.
Well, it's definitely a legitimate mistake.
But I was separating the two, and I didn't get a chance to fix it.
Right.
Like Rachel fixed it for me.
Right.
Plus, the pressure of being.
Do you think if Rachel hadn't interceded, you would have fixed it eventually?
No, I don't.
I agree. So
once I saw the video, and then I'm like, wow, I think I would have fixed it once I saw the video.
Right.
But the point I was trying to make is that 70%, 40%, 70, and then when I said 40, I should have corrected the 70 to 60.
Right.
But I didn't do that. So I fixed it in my head.
What percentage neither makes it through or gets on?
What percentage neither? Wait a minute. Ask that question again. You took me
What
for a little
percentage
bit.
neither makes it through or gets on?
Neither makes it through. If it doesn't make it through, it can't get on.
There you go.
All right. Very good.
Very
You
good.
Well,
fucking
what percentage is that?
100% would neither make it through or get on. Right? Am I right?
No.
I don't.
You're all
0%.
confused. You're jumbled.
What percent? Neither makes it through. It doesn't make it through.
Right.
And it doesn't get on.
Right.
0%?
Right.
Okay.
That's good. 0%.
100% of zero?
100%. 100% of zero. Now listen. What's the difference? The difference is you're doing well, and you're on top of your game.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that's what matters.
Well, I appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, Sal.
We do have a prank call from last week, Howard, that you really loved.
Which one?
The radio guy who, when we made fun of his songs, that guy Bart, when we called Radio.
Yeah?
No.
Oh, you want me to play that again?
Well, you loved it a lot. We only played it once, so just
All
a
right,
reminder.
okay. All right.
I appreciate it.
What page is that?
That's going to be on GP1 in orange. And
yeah, these guys bum out if I don't play their bits more than once.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I just had the conversation with him, but
Did you tell them I've rejected 3 phony phone calls in a row, and the boys are like very confused.
we're getting better with it. It hurts,
Yeah.
but we have to just keep moving ahead and doing the best
Yeah,
we can.
that's awful for them.
I rejected another one this morning, and this one, Sal said to Gary.
Well, can I?
Gary said to Sal, actually.
Yeah.
He said, look, it's not going to make it. And Sal goes, listen, this phony phone call we've been working on for 3 years.
It's true, though.
3 years.
It's a tribute, though, to Blue Iris, because 3 years ago when she was alive, we had her call Christmas stores for Christmas balls, and then it got progressively vulgar.
So he says this. I listened to the thing, and I felt it wasn't up to the standards of the show. Maybe another show it would work on, but it didn't. It was a funny idea that just didn't work. So Gary has to go back and tell Sal and Richard, and that conversation is just tedious. I don't understand.
Do they tape those? Oh, I would love to.
we should.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
I mean, they're pretty good about it. It's really weird because Sal gets a little bit more pouty.
I wasn't pouty. I was just saying.
No, not today. Just in general. He gets a little bit, really. He gets really. And Richard just acts like he didn't hear what I just said.
Right.
Yeah.
He goes, but we did this phone call. And I was like, I know, but Howard didn't really like it.
Well, Blue Iris calls his store asking for balls, Christmas.
Right.
And the woman's like, that's, no, we don't have that. And then hangs up the phone. And I'm not sure how it's a phony phone. I mean, she had the appropriate reaction, the woman.
Well, no, she was kind of shocked once. The whole idea of an old lady asking for Harry balls and stuff like that, because it progressively got worse.
But the woman on the phone who you're pranking is like, we don't have those things, and this is terrible.
Yeah, she was kind of shocked though, so that was accomplished.
Should I play? This is where
Now
I play.
I have to see what they've worked on for 3 years.
Okay. Here, you got it on.
Well, it was only 3 years because we cut the clips and she died, and we kept, every Christmas we took an attempt with the same clips and called Christmas balls.
All right, here's a bit that Richard.
3 years in the making.
Here's a bit that Richard and Sal worked on for 3 years that I rejected this morning because myself, Gary, John Hein, and JD were all looking at each other, scratching our heads.
Yeah, because John Hein and JD, they're really qualified when it comes to comedy.
I didn't rely on them.
I should have wrote the fast food show. I'm sorry.
I rejected it, and then I said to them, am I wrong here, guys?
Well, why don't you ask guys who actually create prank calls or
you guys love everything you do.
Well, not true.
Yeah, who are you going to ask, Sal and Richard?
The stuff we don't love, we don't give to you.
Right.
All right. But, ultimately, I respect your decision.
Here's a call that Sal and Richard made, and I'm happy to put it on there. They worked on it for 3 years.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Happy holidays. Thank you for calling, and I'm going to help you.
Hello, is this a Christmas store?
Mm-hmm.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you, too.
I'm looking for Christmas balls, and I was wondering if you carry black balls.
Do I have what, darling?
In black.
Black balls?
Yeah.
No, ma'am, I don't have any black Christmas balls.
Do you have colored balls?
I have colored balls, yes, ma'am.
If I come down to the store, can I see the balls?
Yes, you can come down to the store and see the balls, baby. Come on down here and see them.
Okay. Do you have hairy ones?
Hairy? What do you mean, hairy, baby?
Do you have hairy balls?
Oh, my God. No, ma'am. I never seen a hairy ball before. Don't do Jesus, really?
Do you have saggy balls?
Have what?
Do you have saggy balls?
Oh, my God, really?
Do you have any that shoot cum? Do they shoot cum?
Who is this?
I'm just asking if any of your balls shoot cum.
No, they do not. Who is this?
I want to floss my teeth with your ball hair.
Oh, my God. Hello, thank you for calling. How may I help you?
Oh, hi. We got disconnected.
Yes, we did get disconnected.
Well, there it is.
Maybe I have to get in a time machine, go back to 2008 and listen to it.
Benji was laughing.
Oh, come on.
I couldn't even look at Sal because I knew Sal was selling it.
I wasn't. I was being quiet.
I looked at Sal, and he's cracking up during it. And, like, looking around the room for anyone who would laugh at
Yes, I'm not looking over there.
So the reason it doesn't work, I can tell you it doesn't work. And if someone disagrees with me, feel free to step in.
That's fine.
No, I know you'll step in and disagree. I'm talking
No,
about someone
I
else.
don't disagree. You know, I respect
It didn't.
your
Listen, I admire that you put in 3 years on this. You know, hard work is great.
I
But
think a fourth is in the
yeah, I think you need to. In other words, the ball joke is a long stretch as it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Do you have
Wait a
hairy balls?
second.
Do you have this balls, that ball? Her reaction is actually normal. She goes, "Oh my goodness, you're saying something ridiculous," and she hangs up.
We've made. If I let you hear thousands with this premise.
Did you ever say to yourself, maybe the premise doesn't work?
We keep going sometimes,
Right.
and we thought it was a nice, loving tribute as well to Blue Iris. Who passed away.
I'm all for tributes.
Yeah,
but listen,
you know
don't
how
waste
Natalie,
your time.
You know how Natalie Kuhn-Cole got spliced in with her dad for Unforgettable. We felt like we were bringing back Blue
And
Iris.
Richard, you don't know to say to Sal, it's enough already. It's not working. The premise. Let's move on to a new one rather than spend 3 years on this.
Well, we took 3 months to do the Langford Sour Shoes call, and that ended up working
that
great.
was great.
Yeah, a lot of our calls, they take a long time, and you just never know.
Well, this one's not working.
Yeah.
I hate that. Does anyone disagree? Robin?
No.
Fred?
You know, I was actually trying to like it because I know how hard these guys work on
Listen,
it.
I want to
But the-
like it.
But the squawky voice with the woman was,
Right, that was also a
very
problem.
disconcerting. That was
Yeah.
strike one.
Mm-hmm.
Strike two, it was basically the same joke all the way through. The only time I was sort of moved when she had a little emotion and said, Jesus.
Right.
But that's not enough to carry the whole thing.
Listen, I'm going to tell you something that I've learned with this photography. If you take all of the pictures you ever take, and you put them up and you say to someone, hey, evaluate my photography. And the person will look at it and look at your 10 best pictures. They go, wow, you're a great photographer. Then you show them your 10 okay pictures. They go, oh, you're pretty good. Then you show them some more pictures that aren't so great. And then they go, by the end they go, you're a shitty photographer. You know, gee, you're not so good.
Mm-hmm.
So what do photographers do? They only show their greatest work. See? That's what I'm trying to do with you guys.
Right.
You guys have many stellar A-plus phony phone calls and funny bits.
It would be a disservice to you.
Right. I'm trying to save you.
Play that among your greats.
But
people go, Richard and Sal are geniuses. You know why? Because I'm a genius. I make sure your shitty material doesn't go on. I'm an editor.
But the thing we worry about...
Look at me. Don't talk so much.
Okay.
I want to know what he worries about.
I'm your secret weapon.
Yes.
I edit your material, and I say, look at these two geniuses. Now, what do you worry about? Robin wants to know.
The thing we worry about is sometimes it takes a little bit to get a really good call, and we don't want you to think that we're not doing anything
Listen
back
to
there.
me. Listen to me.
Sometimes we'll turn in something mediocre so that you know that we're working.
Now you've been honest. This is the first time you're honest with me. Never turn in mediocrity to me because it makes you seem mediocre.
But we want you to know that we're working.
I know you're working. Turn it in when it works. Don't turn in shit like that.
But
so you knew that was bad.
I
knew.
loved it. Me and Sal were dying laughing
Sal and I.
when we were doing these.
No,
Sal
you
and
were
I,
not
I mean.
dying laughing. That would say that you're something very, very wrong with you. You were not dying laughing over that. You weren't. Sal, you weren't dying laughing.
It was. We were having so much fun doing the calls.
Right.
It was very,
it is
very
fun.
funny.
The process is
oh,
fun.
It was hilarious.
You have a fun job.
We were dying laughing.
But
and
be like the great photographer. Let me tell you something.
Sure.
Richard Avedon was one of the great photographers. He didn't show you every picture he made.
Mm-hmm.
He probably took some shitty pictures. But he only showed you the good ones. He knew which ones were good.
Ansel Adams was good, too.
Ansel Adams, very good. Why was he so great? Did he show you everything he took? No. Smart. Sat down, he said, let me take my best shit and show it around. But you got to know what your best stuff is. If you think everything you do is the greatest, then you're never going to be a great.
You know, I remember one time, Howard, you said about Jackie Gleason when they found the lost 39 episodes. You said there's a reason why he buried them. They were shit.
That's
and
right.
they were. And the original Honeymooners were phenomenal.
He knew the great ones.
Well, I hope you
So
go
you're
on
our Jackie Gleason.
and burning those tapes because you don't want anybody to find the bad ones.
The reason you work here is because I like you too, and I think you're funny
Thank you.
guys, okay?
Thank you very much.
It's not an issue. You've been here long enough, you know that. When you give me the shitty material, that's fine. Give me everything you do. But when I reject it, understand why I'm doing it.
We do. I do.
This show has integrity. When we put something on there, we're saying this is funny. Robin, you understand my point?
I do.
Okay.
I think it's a very fine one.
Right. And
I didn't know they were doing this kind of crap.
there's a guy named Scott Kelby. You ever hear that name?
No.
All right. He's a photographer, and he gives lectures on photography. And that was his point. He says, if you're going to show your work, show the stuff that's great, and then everyone thinks you're a great photographer.
But that's the whole point of editing.
Right.
If you're doing something live, you don't have the opportunity. But in editing, when you're doing it back there, the whole point is to only show your gems.
Yes, Terry, you're on the air in Brooklyn.
I think, Howard, the answer's obvious. The boys must be separated.
Well, you make something of a point. I wonder if I separated you two, if you guys would be more effective. Like maybe you just feed off each other's insanity, and that maybe you're both going off the deep end.
They're in a rut, I think, Hal.
Maybe you need to be separated. Would that help at all?
I think it would be a lot worse.
All right,
We
okay.
feed off each other.
I'd be heartbroken.
That's funny.
You know.
Well, you come in here one more time with one bad bit.
Well, now we're going to be scared to turn anything in.
Well, last week we had a bunch of home runs that Howard loved. So.
Get out of here. Yeah, what about the Tradio singing the guy's theme song? That was good.
Yeah.
That was
a good one.
One of our last
That was
ones
it. But
we
that's why I aired it.
Yes.
See, I'm making you look like a home run hitter.
Irate Pizza Coach you love. That was
Right.
a big one.
Well, there's a million I like.
Yeah, there are. And
Well,
we appreciate it.
but you don't have to. Don't fight me so hard on this. Trust me that I know better than you. I'm the king of all media. They're talking about I'm going to be some sort of judge. They want to pay me a fortune to be a fucking judge. So I must know what the fuck I'm doing. Right?
I would say so.
Of course.
You guys are getting that benefit and squandering it. You learn nothing.
I'm not out to get you. You're my team.
You know what should happen when you're listening to the judging?
What?
You should turn in less crap.
Right. You have to learn. And even if you don't have the ability to edit your own material, you play it for me, and I'll tell you if it's good or not.
But
and then trust
it's
me.
a shame that you continually give them this guidance and they're not getting it.
I know.
It's been a while.
Well, we kind of feel like we need to turn in several things a week.
Well, listen, the part of your problem is you spent 3 years doing this. And by year 2, it should have occurred to you. It wasn't going anywhere.
Well,
you understand?
It was a day or two each year. It wasn't continuous
All right.
3 years.
Well, who knows? He says it took him 3 years to produce that
I
shit.
don't know. Those Christmas stores stay open all year round now.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Stretch, go ahead. You're on the air in Boston.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hi.
Hey, Robin just took the words right out of my mouth. Every time that they get criticized or anything like that, the same conversation comes up. And
Over and over again. You know, I'll tell you why this show today is important. You know, people talk about their boss and this and that, and he's an asshole, and they hate him, the man. Sometimes the boss knows what he's talking about. I've built up years of credibility in this area.
Sure.
So, you know, you could see these two. They probably go home and go, boy, Howard doesn't get it. He doesn't understand. I understand plenty. I'm trying to make you guys look like heroes. So the audience goes, oh, my God, Richard and Sal. Jillian Barbary was started. Oh, my God, Richard and Sal are the funniest. You know why you're the funniest? Because I take all your shit out. I'm hauling the garbage out into the... And believe me, my back hurts today from hauling all this garbage. All right?
Yeah.
I'm doing it because the show has integrity, and I want you guys to look like superstars.
We appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you.
That's right. I'm not doing this to bust your balls.
Oh, we're not taking it that way.
All right. Oh, you're taking it hard. Joe, go ahead.
Hey, Howard. I got to tell you, as a long-time listener, I've been listening since your first day in Philly. This phony phone call thing's played out anyway. I mean, really. I mean, I think if you want these guys to do something, to have them do those old bits like this morning you opened up with the gay tanic. I miss stuff like that. And I think.
Well, listen. No, phony phone calls will never get tired or old. They won't. Phony phone calls are. Hey, you just got to put the best prank calls on.
And we've done games. We did the Get Debbie the Come Lady game. We've been doing street interviews.
These guys do a lot of great stuff. All right, look, the two of you, go back to that room of yours.
We will.
Go do your work.
All right.
Come up with something good. Come up with something bad. Just trust in me that when I listen to it, I know what I'm talking about.
But they could start to try editing themselves.
Well,
we do edit
when
ourselves.
Something is not worth.
Oh, that Blue Iris call was like
Street.
5 minutes. We edited it way down.
Listen, Robin. You're talking to a guy who had 70-40.
Oh, come on.
All right, listen. Let me edit them. If you tell them to edit themselves, I'll never hear anything.
Yeah. Can we go out on a high note with a prank that you did like?
No, that's all right. Goodbye.
You got it.
Get out of here.
Sal. And that's that, folks. Yes.
Something like that can really take the wind out of one's sails. I mean,
well, I don't have sails. I have arms.
But I've heard Howard say before, where have the boys been? It seems like it's been a while since anything's come out of that room.
Right.
And then now he's saying, it's got to be nothing but quality over quantity. So I must imagine that that's confusing for you guys at times.
No, it's not confusing. Is that when he says, look, what are the boys doing? We want to make sure that he knows that we're working, and we are constantly working. And that when we do provide material and he's not pleased with it, kind of bums us out as well, because we want to make him aware that we are providing and working very, very, very hard. Some things hit, some things miss. But the pressure that we get from hearing that, what are the boys doing, and then providing and it not working, the combination of the two is hard to take. So it was nice today that Howard made it clear that we do work very hard and we do provide a lot of great material. Not as great as Ronnie Munn, but it's close.
So when you're getting hit by the boss, and Gary's in there as well, another one of your quote-unquote enemies around the workplace, then Robin starts chiming in. Is your blood ready to boil?
That's typical Robin, you know what I mean? Basically like the lion, the tiger does the work. It jumps onto the antelope and feeds, but then who comes in later? The Weasley hyena, So you're used to that little bite in the back of your ass when you're not expecting it. So
which animal is which?
Well, first of all,
who's the Weasley hyena?
That would be Rob. He's saying he goes, what do you think of Robin's?
What about Gary?
Oh, Gary would be the orangutan. He would just be swinging around. Gary would be just clueless eating bananas someplace. He wouldn't even be by the antelope. The
but
point that I'm trying to...
orangutans and hyenas don't ever work together.
I'm not talking. No. My answer was to Robin. He said, "What do you feel about Robin?"
So you said lions, hyenas, and orangutans.
Well, look,
they don't usually work together. So
it doesn't matter. It's
a Geographic Channel.
It's an analogy. So here I am on the ground, pounced as a beat-to-shit antelope, dying. And the last bites that have to come in are from the hyena, That's how.
Now, back to the orangutan.
That's Gary. That's a different story. That's all.
But I've seen moments where he's flat out rejected a call.
Sure.
Or he hasn't been as forthcoming with prank calls to Howard that you guys really believe in. That's got to really frustrate you.
No, that's fine. That's his job. He's a filter before Howard. So there's even a lot of stuff that's not good that Howard doesn't get to hear, and that's fine. That's how the show works.
So you guys have 100% trust.
We certainly respect Gary's.
Absolutely,
Gary's a producer of this show. For over 25 years, he knows the content, he knows what works, he knows what doesn't work. So we certainly respect Gary's opinion on this. Always. That's why we go to him first. Gary listens, and you know, a lot of times he gives us good constructive criticism as well on editing and stuff like that. So Gary certainly is a help when it comes to this stuff.
Gary, he'll come in and say to cut parts down and stuff, and then it works. And so it's great to have that other ear there.
And you always refer to people you respect as orangutans, too, so that's very consistent.
Well, Sal said that.
Again, he's worked here for 25 years. I mean, if he hasn't been referenced to as a monkey, then what the fuck am I talking about?
So now what? Just back to the lab?
That's it.
Keep grinding away?
Yeah, of course.
All right, you two.
All righty.
To that phony phone call grind.
Here we go.
The old 9 to 5.
Yep.
Casey's downstairs. What do I do? Do I let him up? Does he have to wait to talk to Howard?
Yeah, you gotta wait to Howard. But is he on the lam? Like, did he just get arrested?
I go, dude, weren't you just in LA like yesterday? He goes, yeah, I'm in town for the Turkey Bowl. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm supposed to know what the fuck that means.
The Turkey what?
The Turkey Bowl. So I spoke to him on the phone, and I was like, all right, give me like 15 minutes. I'm running around doing a bunch of stuff. So the visitor center called again already, like he wants to come up.
Right.
I got to wait till a break to talk to Howard, but we'll probably have him up. So if we do that, I'll just tell you to go down and get him. But in case somebody calls you, I just got to keep, I got to wait to make sure Howard wants him up.
Okay.
Because if I let him up and Howard doesn't want him up, how am I going to get rid of him?
Right. Now, do you want him searched before he comes in?
Absolutely.
6 weeks ago.
Hey, Gary. What's going on downstairs? Could you just set up for us?
Yeah, Casey called. Somebody called from downstairs that Casey was here. I said, can't possibly be Casey because he just got arrested yesterday, my understanding. But I put him on the phone, and it was Casey. So what are you doing? He says, oh, I'm in town. So we're bringing him up. I didn't really get into too much of what happened. I just bring him up and let Howard talk to him.
What are you anticipating given his past? And
a lot of excuses. It was an accident. I don't know. Maybe he'll come up and say, you know what, I was fucking drunk and I'm out of control and I need help. Or maybe he'll say, it wasn't what it looks like.
Hey, what's up, Case?
Whoa. Come on, I tried to get you the nuts. How you doing, brother?
Good, man. How are you?
Good, I'm doing good. Shuli is very handsome.
Thank you, Case. Love you.
Love it.
What brings you by, man?
Shuli's penis.
Same reason we're all here, I guess.
This is very true.
All right, man. I'll let you get to Howard. I know you got some stuff to talk about.
Thank you, sir.
All right, man.
What's up, brother?
Hug, huh? I get a hug. I'm doing good.
Good. What do you get here? You got a pinky? You still chewing that shit? Make your fucking jaw drop out.
I know. Well, can't say hello.
Sit down, man. Sit down. We're gonna bring in here in a couple seconds. I gotta get sign a release.
He don't gotta do that.
No, he does. He wants to talk to you. I figured.
Anybody dip around here? How you doing, man?
I don't know, but it just seems like a crazy concept. Yeah.
Initial front, sign the back. So what's going on?
Oh, it's a little slice of heaven. Looking for God's mercy.
What does that mean?
Isaac, you're on there. We'll take a couple of phone calls.
I love Bruce.
And maybe I'll play you medicated.
Orange meat?
Come on, Gar.
You were never a Springs fan. You're a Henry Rollins guy.
Yeah, man, but I know what you're talking about. Finally.
Like you're into because you weren't that into Bruce when you were here.
I can't imagine making.
What's your favorite song?
One Step Up.
It's a good one.
Somewhere along the line.
It's a good one.
You know you love that's no, we talked about that. I mean, the Tunnel of Love, that album. He was
I put that's in my book.
Are you kidding?
The opening quote is from a song from Tunnel of Love. When you put
song? Fat Man Sitting on a Little Stool?
No,
way too violent.
It's from
I don't know how.
Brilliant Disguise.
Don't tell me what it is. I never read the book, but I'll tell you what it is.
It's the last line of the song.
You're looking at me. No.
God have mercy on the man that doubts what he's sure of.
Yes, I do.
Hey, let me let him know that you're here.
Please don't do that.
Just to do what?
Well, Dylan, I want to talk about Bruce with you.
But wait, are you here to come on the air? Because that's what
I was here just you know what? It doesn't even matter. That's cool.
Do you want to talk on the air?
I don't care.
I assumed that maybe it's crazy. I assumed that you came by.
Nothing to promote, man. I'm just hanging.
But I guess they want to ask you about what happened about you getting arrested last week. Are you up for talking about that?
I don't give a fuck.
I mean, they talked about it already, but I mean,
yeah, I know.
Well, let me.
That was the best jail ever.
What did you get arrested for?
Last one, DW.
And were you?
Speaking of, do you have some vodka in here?
I don't have any. I'm sorry.
You want to get the shakes?
What's your story? What's going on, Chris? Last time you called us, you were in Bellevue, right? It was like a month ago.
No, I think I was watching my friend's dog. Kind of the same thing. But you know who's a good dude? That David Arquette. Real good guy. He's really a good guy.
What, you hooked up with him and he...
Yeah, no, he's a good guy.
And what is he doing for you?
Well,
Do you think what they're reading is true?
apparently he was crazy as well.
Right. But what's he doing for you? Like, did you speak to him off the air?
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
He called you off the air?
Yeah. Yeah, no, he was real nice.
What are you doing for yourself? To, you know,
I think I got the asthma. I don't know.
What are you doing for yourself to get better?
Did something good. Oh, I just did a commercial.
No, what are you doing for yourself mentally to get better?
Looking for God's mercy. This is how it goes.
So where do you live?
Wherever I am is home.
So are you at your mom's house because you're in New York?
I was in California.
Right.
I just came back and
So as a for instance, when did you get into New York from LA?
a day and a half ago.
So how do you pay for that ticket?
I did that commercial. I got that was nice.
So why did
that'll keep me going for a couple months.
So you got the money from the commercial. So why did you come to New York?
Like got arrested.
Right.
I have nephews. I got friends here.
You said you came here because you got arrested?
Well, yeah, I got arrested.
Right. So you left? Are you allowed to leave the state?
Oh yeah, no, that's simple.
But that's why you left. That's why you came to New York.
No, I got nothing out there. I did the work that I had to do.
So are you out here? I'm just trying. Are you out here visiting, or are you out here like, hey, I'm done with LA. I'm going to stay in New York for a while?
No idea. Day by day.
You got a place in LA?
No, Priceline.
What do you mean Priceline?
Priceline.com.
That's a place? Like, no, in other words, where do you stay?
Yeah, I go on Priceline.
And where do you get hotels?
Yeah. I've been staying there. I've done it for months.
Really?
Cheap, man.
Like what? So what do you get? Like for
$40?
Really? You go to Priceline, you say I'm willing to pay $40, and they find your place. That's a good commercial for Priceline. And so
fuck them though. Don't.
So where are you staying while you're in New York?
When I'm here,
like right now.
Middle Island.
But I don't mean like what town. I mean like, is it your brother's house?
It's a friend of mine.
Of course. And what did you get to see your mom and everybody?
Yeah, but she don't live here anymore, which kind of sucks. She lives in Arizona.
Oh, I didn't know that. How about your brother? Your brother's still on Long Island, though, right?
Yeah.
Still coaching and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Did you get a chance to see him?
Yeah. I saw him. My nephews. Jason sitting over him. Like I told him I had to hit.
Oh.
He's 5.
That's good. So do you want to talk to Howard?
Dude, I don't care. I just came to see.
It's up to you. If it's not what you want to do, then it's fine. I assume when you this is me just being the fucking producer. I think your dad says, "Oh, Casey's here. He wants to talk about what happened." But if that's not the case, then
well, yeah, that's fine.
But it's only if you want to.
I don't care. If you guys going right to the news, that's fine.
No. I mean, if we were to talk to you, now would be the time. In like 20 minutes, we'll definitely go right to the news. So if you don't,
it's fine, man. Does anybody dip right now?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I'm gonna nix it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's totally cool.
All right, give me 2 seconds. Let me.
I got nothing to promote though. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
There's something they took that they
What did they
decided to
carry?
base their whole philosophy.
I don't know what the fuck to do. I need your help on this. You know, he's completely out of it. He's like, you want to go in there? He goes, I don't know. I'm not real. He's like, he's not positive why he's here. There's nothing to promote. He'll go on the air if we want to, but he doesn't have to go on the air.
You know what? I think it would be great for the radio show.
I gotta tell you, I don't think he's interested.
I think it'd be great for the radio show. But I think like Howard was saying this morning about Sal and Richard, like we're doing him no favors by putting him on. I don't know. Am I going to want to feel better?
If he don't know, he wanted to say hello. But if we want to go on, it's fine. But it's not really. He's on.
I mean, I just don't think it does him any good to come off all fucked up on the air.
He can't answer a question correctly, so I don't know. But now I don't know how to go. I don't know what to do. Like I got a 4-minute window of opportunity before Howard's going to be. It's too fucking late.
Should we put up a note and say Casey's
Trust
here,
me.
but he's a little out of the
I've extended put a note for Fred to push for a break so he can talk for a lady.
And after studying it for many, many years, I
just
came to the conclusion that it was a huge waste of my time.
Okay, I'm sorry, but I'm just going to be now the coach.
Just make sure this gets to be in the I can't imagine how long it'll last.
Multiple choice on kosher food.
Kosher food, right? For food items, you tell me which one is okay.
Casey's stopped by, but I don't know if we should put him on the air or not. Gary, come in here.
Armstrong?
Casey Armstrong. You know I love Casey.
I thought he was in jail.
No, I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. What's going on with Casey? Is he all right? He came by. He said, "Hey, can I come up and say hello to you guys?"
Well, they said he was downstairs. I assumed that he wanted to come up and say hello. And then when he got up here, he's like, "I want to say hello to you guys." I said, "Do you want to go on the air?" And he goes, "If you want me to, but I don't have anything to promote."
Yeah, forget it. Yeah.
You don't want to just look at him and say hello.
Maybe you want to look at him. He's not the hot chick he used to be.
Is he okay?
I don't think so.
Oh.
But I'm not sure he knows that.
Right. Well, maybe we should go talk to him, and maybe you could give him some help.
You mean like here?
I don't. No, not on the air.
I've been trying to do that for like the last 10 minutes.
Well. Oh, jeez. All right, we'll be back right after these words.
I don't know what to do with him because
what's going on?
He's like out of it, But,
what is out of it?
I've been sort of interviewing, trying to figure out what's what. Like, I'm like, what are you doing here?
What's going on with?
Well, I'm like, what are you doing here? So, for instance, I said, like, well, Casey, like, where'd you get the money to come to New York? I said, why'd you come to New York? Because I got arrested. And I said, well, aren't you not allowed to leave? He said, no, I can leave. And I said, well, where'd you get the money from? He goes, well, I did a commercial, so for a couple months. I go, where do you live in L.A.? He goes, Priceline. I said, what does that mean? So he says, I go on Priceline. He goes, I go on Priceline. He goes, I put in what I want to pay for a hotel. I go, what do you pay? He goes, like $40 a night. I said, it's also a commercial for Priceline.
Right.
Like he just, he goes, well, fuck them. I don't want to give them anything.
So that doesn't sound like he's out of it.
He sounds very disturbed, man.
Yeah,
what is he saying?
It's a tone, not a...
Just his look, his... Even the guy outside.
So what are we going to do now? Now he's up here. Well, so he didn't want to come on the air.
He's not sure. The whole... Everything's weird. Like nothing... It's all over the place.
Well, he looks like he's going to cry any second.
He does?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, why don't we have him call from the phone in the other room?
Listen, part of it's interesting, part of it's odd, part of it's sad.
Yeah.
You know what could be a way to do it good for him and on the air at the same time? Have a psychologist talk to him on the air.
I don't have a
Should he be committed?
Oh, the one thing, if you were looking for a tiny angle, I guess, he said, David Arquette's a good guy. I guess David called him off the air.
Right.
He said, I said, what do you guys talk about? He goes, well, he's crazy too, but he's not crazy anymore. And
all right, you know what? Let me. Maybe I'll have him call in from the green. I don't know. Maybe you should just go get him some help or something. I don't know what to do.
I wouldn't know what to do with him.
I know.
I mean, I wouldn't know who to call. Yeah. I asked him. I said, "What are you doing for yourself?" He goes, "What do you mean?" I said, "What are you doing to help yourself to get better?" He's like, "What are you talking about?" So.
You want to let Casey say hello real quick?
Yeah.
I don't want to get into a long Casey discussion.
I'll bring him here and you can figure out how it goes.
All right. Real quick. This is Casey, used to work for us.
Hey!
Casey, what's going on? Everyone's alarmed that like something's wrong with you or something. Are you okay?
Yeah, dude. I'm looking for God's mercy. I'm here.
What does that mean?
I'm here seeing some friends.
Right. So you're okay, right?
I'm afraid of Fred.
Something's
Sid,
never
he's
changed.
all right. He's all right.
The guy, he's got guns.
Oh, yeah. Hey,
No, look at him.
He's got guns like you do.
Casey, what did it mean the other day when you said Benji was...
Cockstrong.
Cockstrong. Yeah, what does that mean?
I take it back. He's skinny now.
Yeah.
He's not cockstrong anymore.
No.
He looks like Richard. Does Richard have AIDS? No,
Are you okay?
Everybody's skinny. Scott's skinny.
What is this report that I heard that you're up for drunk driving or something? What's going on there? Just tell me you're all right.
Yeah, I'm fine. Right. Yeah, that was
drunk driving's the worst, man.
Where did you get that? That's why I didn't think you were in
I was
New
in
York.
Laguna Beach.
What happened?
I don't even know what I did wrong. I just.
How about driving drunk?
No, I was fine. You know,
Yeah?
The thing is, like, you know, when he was giving me those tests, I'm like, come on, Case, be an athlete. You know what I mean? And I did. I passed them all.
Right.
Like, I did great.
Yeah.
All of them. Like, you know, spot on.
Right, breathalyzer, though.
Oh, not the breathalyzer, no.
Right.
That was the thing that tripped you up.
You know, everything physical, I did awesome.
What happened? You driving around? Were you drinking?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
But
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Not while you drive, but you went. Were you
You
drinking?
had been drinking.
No, I was drinking while I was driving.
Oh, Jesus!
But it was in a water bottle.
Right. Oh, I see. Are you that much of an alcoholic now that you drink out of a water bottle?
Hey, you know, it was there, so I drank it. It wasn't
It's so
mine.
crazy because
It wasn't yours?
No, it was somebody else's.
So what's going to happen with these charges? I mean, are you in trouble?
No, I got Chris McCann, who is the best lawyer ever.
Right. And you drank, and they took you out of the car, and they said, walk a straight line.
I did it all.
You did it all.
What did they test? Did they give you? Did you have to stand on one leg and do the arm
I did
thing?
that. But here's the thing. This is kind of funny. You have to stand on one leg, and you point your toe forward, and you count 1 1,000, 2 1,000. I got up to 19 1,000, and then after that, I didn't know what came. I'm like, how do you say it? Like
21,000.
I'm like 2,000, and then 2001. I'm like, sir, I don't know what to say.
You weren't drunk. You were just stupid.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, I don't know what to say. He
He's
goes,
not
really?
drunk.
He should stop you by then. I did it all good.
Yeah. Well, you do look good. I mean, you know, I said to Gary, how does Casey look? And he's like, oh, the guy's still good looking. Still got that.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah.
You know, we're trying to do the right thing.
All right. And don't drive and drink, please. That's a real downer with me, man.
No,
I don't
you're
go for
100%
that.
right.
I don't want to be the asshole who gets into a car accident with you.
No, Howard, you're 100% right. But before I leave, there's a bottle of Jack Daniels. Can I take that in my car with me right quick?
He asked for the vodka earlier.
Really?
He's looking for vodka, and the other thing, if we have any, what do you call that stuff? The chew?
A dip. Yeah, I need a dip.
You need a dip?
Anybody chew?
Are you that? Are you an alcoholic now?
Oh yeah, dude. I always was. That's why I told you, man. That's why I got fired.
Wow.
It was horrible.
Why are you continually taking these major deep breaths? What's that all about?
I think I got the asthmas. I'm not quite sure.
Are you very stressed right now?
I'm always stressed, bro.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry.
And I shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Hey, I have a quick
but I
theory.
like the Katy Perry.
I have a quick theory. Casey, be as honest as you can about this. Did you stop up to say hello to us, or did you stop up to hope that you could get a bottle of vodka or Jack from us?
That's fucked up, Gary. I love you, but that's fucked up.
Right.
No, he's right, though.
Is he?
No, I'm kidding. No, I didn't do that. I got the vodka in the car.
Right. Are you able to make money?
Say what?
Are you making money? Are you
I
all
just
right?
did a commercial.
Oh,
yeah? For what?
For a back brace.
Are you nude in it?
No, but I'm topless.
All right.
I'm very handsome.
Have you ever sold your body to a man for sex? Be honest.
Once in the 80s, I don't want to talk about it. No, Howard, I never did that. I
All
wouldn't,
right.
and I wouldn't do it. The gay photograph thing, that's another thing. I was tricked.
Do you have vodka in your car right now?
Yes, I do.
You do. Don't drink it, please. I'm begging you. Casey, don't do it.
No, I'm not going to do it.
All right.
What are you talking about? Come on, I'm teetotal.
Use your head. Use your fucking
I got a bagel down there.
Yeah. Are you drunk now?
No.
All right. Well, Robin, that's
1
Casey.
1,000, 2 1,000.
Don't know what to do when you get
Well,
to
I'm
20.
glad to see you, man.
Howard, I love you guys.
Love you too. I
wanted
hope everything's all right.
To say hello and
It's Casey, everybody.
Robin's always hot.
Yeah, everybody loves Robin and everyone loves Casey.
And Casey, that chewing, I can't believe you do that.
Yeah, it's a nasty habit. I picked it up in Kentucky. Hey, by the way, WKU, they played LSU, number 1. LSU.
What are you doing today?
Well, I have wood to chop.
Where?
Back on Long Island. I got a chimenea. Do you know what that is?
What?
A chimenea?
No.
It's an outside iron thing. I after that hurricane, there was a whole bunch of wood. I got a chainsaw, and I chop it with the axe. Best exercise ever.
Right.
You love it.
Thanks, Casey. All
Yeah,
right.
I know.
Good seeing
That's
you.
you know, that's horrible. All right, Howard, I love you, and I'm gone.
Love you. All right. He should not be operating a chainsaw.
Or anything. He's going to drive back to Long Island.
He seemed okay to me. Benji was right.
Where you up to now?
Going to do some dirt.
What's that mean?
I'll tell you when the cameras go off.
Dude, good luck. Take care of yourself, would you?
You know I love you, right?
Right there. Still, I saw my garage is over the football you signed for me. Like fucking 12, 13 years ago. I really do.
Yeah, you're a good motherfucker.
Sit down, man. Sit down.
All right, I'll be next door, but I probably won't see you. Take care of yourself. Take care, really. Say hi to your mom and your brother.
I will. Thanks, guys.
All right, guys.
I don't know if it's the type of situation with Casey, like Boy Who Cries Wolf, or even a cry for help, but I sensed something almost final in the way he said goodbye to you just now. The way he hugged you and said, Gary, you're a good guy. He looked teary-eyed.
No, I mean, I've been through that before, so I've seen sort of stuff like this. And, you know, I didn't get a sense of finality, but I do have a sense of a guy who's in a bad place.
And I've asked you this question many times before, but are these attempts at calling in and stopping by cries for help, or are they just genuine ulterior motive with promoting?
I don't think there was an ulterior motive today, but I'm not sure what. I don't know why he came by today.
What can be done when a guy doesn't want to be helped the way?
Nothing. Nothing can be done.
It's just you just sort of have to wait and see, and he's an adult, and that's...
I can't tackle him and take him somewhere if he doesn't want to go to. Did that to him once. We sort of did that to him once, and he left after a day. So I don't know what else, you know. If he came to me and said, Gary, I need help really bad, I'd make a call in a second.
But he needs to actually...
It's got to be his idea. It's been on for a long time, so it's got to be his idea. He's a grown-up.
I'll see you over here.
Case, good to see you, man.
All right, good.
Ron, can I talk to you for a second?
Yeah, hold on. What's up, man?
Ron, every now and again, even though the show is 99% ball busting and humor, something like today happens where someone close to the show, you know, former core member of the show, like KC, comes in here and we're not really sure what to make of it. I mean, he seems sad, he seems scattered.
He seems all over the place. I feel real bad. He seems like he's in a very bad place right now. He seems like he wants to cry.
Exactly.
And it's very sad for me to see because I know him a long time. And I've helped him out of a lot of jams.
But it seems it seems like this is a jam that only he himself can get himself out of.
Yeah, it's, you know, he's not going down a good road right now. That's what I can see from the whole situation, you know. So.
When I talked to Gary earlier, I said his goodbye to Gary in the green room just before you spoke with him seemed very final and weird and sad, and I don't know, I got a very bad vibe from it. And Gary didn't seem to think. Gary seems to think we've been down this road before. It's not as extreme, but it's. He admitted it's very sad.
The problem is you never know what's going to happen. When a person is in a state like that, you don't know what's going to happen. You know, we've been through it here already. You know, with other people that work here, and it's not a good thing, man. I don't know what to say, man.
In a way, he's kind of like a son of this show.
Right, exactly. He knows my son. You know, he actually just told me he stays in contact on Facebook with my son. So he seemed very concerned about Artie. He wanted to see Artie, but Artie, nobody gets back to him, which is nothing we don't know about. Because none of us can get in touch with him, really.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of parallels between the two of them.
Yep.
Well,
very upsetting. Very. That's the deal.
This is the best of the wrap-up show. A recap and behind-the-scenes look with John Hein and Gary Dell'Abate. The Best of the Wrap-Up Show begins now.
Hey, on Monday's wrap-up show, the shit hit the fan, and myself, Benji, and Scott Salem all had to defend ourselves about who left a big giant stink in the bathroom. Then later, Tracy came in to give a whole state of the bathroom update about what's going on in there and the current conditions inside our bathroom. So check it out.
First, we have to start with this bathroom controversy. Now, Gary, I thought there was an edict that no one should be taking a crap in that bathroom to start with.
Well, there is, but you're on the honor system. It's like West Point here. You're on the. We always said that you're not. Howard said, I don't want people taking a crap in there. But I think some people, probably like Jason, have said, does that count for off days or when the show is long over?
It's a fair question. I don't know. I just remember when that thing with Sal went down last time. It was like nobody was supposed to take a dump.
Well, I have a question about recently, like within the last 6 months recently, Howard gave Ross Zapin permission to use the bathroom specifically to take dumps.
Was it specific to that?
That was his thing. I can't take dumps in the public bathroom.
That's the Ross corollary, Jason.
What's up?
That's the Ross corollary.
What I'm saying is
butterfly effect.
I have never been aware of a total shitting ban in the bathroom. I've heard no shitting during the show, which I don't have time for anyway.
But why would you do it? Like, why even take the chance, knowing that it's going to eventually get back to you, or could get back to you?
I didn't think there was a chance. I didn't think I was taking any sort of risk using the bathroom in the way that you're supposed to use the bathroom.
Well, who lodged the complaint? Was it you, Gary?
I will tell you, here's what happened. I went in there, and I hit the wall.
Oh, wait, I thought Benji.
No. I went in there, and I hit the wall. Howard told the story wrong. I went in there, and I hit the wall, so I got the log. But what happened was, as soon as I came out after I hit the wall, I walked in, and I go, somebody just stunk up the bathroom, at which point Benji got all freaked out. He goes, I was just in there. I smelled it. It was not me.
Okay, so let me get this straight. So, because I thought the way it was put out on the air was that Benji, the way I heard it on the air this morning is that Benji walked into the bathroom, was so knocked out by a smell, he came and immediately alerted you.
No, it's the other way around.
It's the other way around. So
then I asked Tracy, I said, Tracy, I know this sounds crazy, and this is my own nuttiness, but can you get me the log for the last half hour who was in the bathroom? She goes, let me see. So she put it on my desk, and I looked at it, and I saw that you were only in there for 3 minutes, so I figured it was either you or Scott.
Now, again, let me explain. Maximum 3 minutes, meaning from the time I used my key card to go into the bathroom till the time Benji walked in.
Wait, Jace.
Meaning I could hold on a second. Meaning I could have been in there for 30 seconds. Left and had nothing happen for another 2 minutes till Benji walked in. The absolute max amount of time, like Benji would have been waiting for me outside the door when I opened it.
Was 3 minutes and 9 seconds.
Thank you.
Jason's
but Jace,
working
you
on his
do
defense,
remember
clearly.
when I walked in? Do you remember me? Like, what the fuck? Like as you were walking out?
No, I don't.
Well, here's something. Did you smell anything when you were in there?
I don't remember. I've been in that bathroom because
you don't remember.
Yeah, I've been in that bathroom where it smelled horribly before. I've been in that bathroom where I've said something to people before. I can't imagine. My guess is that since I only spent a maximum of 3 minutes in there, if I went in there to shit and it smelled that bad, I probably just walked right out. But I've walked in there and smelled horrible things before. I've just never said anything about it. But I will be reporting on everyone's bathroom
if you were the defecator, listen, it is a bathroom, so that happens. But when I walked in, same as Gary, it was like, what? Oh my god!
But my whole point is,
and you're like,
I've walked into shitty smells before. Yeah. This one was so bad it made me go investigate.
My point is, it apparently wasn't so bad that it stopped Benji from staying in there.
I peed. I did pee.
According to you. Again, to play Benji on you for a second, we're taking your word for everything.
You're right. You're absolutely, there's no, I agree with you. However,
have you taken a dump in there before?
I don't. It's possible in the 6 years we've been here after the show's on. I don't think so.
Recently?
Because no.
Can you prove you didn't take a dump in there last
I don't think I can prove that. But, however, I'll say just to explain it, I would prefer to go to the public bathroom because it's less pressure. It's just, to me,
then why are you always in this one?
To pee during the show.
But you are in this one a lot. I mean,
to
like everybody.
Yeah. But the public bathroom, it's like I want to sit down and I want to relax and I don't want like pressure of people need to go in there.
All right, Jason's trying to put it on Benji, but
I'm
while you two, hold on,
but Jace, you've
wait,
also
Benji,
said,
by you two are going back and forth. Scott Salem is sitting here silently, and when we started the show,
I'm just listening.
Gary,
I love it.
Gary said that all signs point to Scott.
And I only say that because I don't think that Jason could have done what he needs to do in 3 minutes and 9 seconds.
But you don't even know how long I was in there.
He may have done it.
No,
I know, and that's his stupidity because he's being honest.
But he's
what
saying,
am I going to do? Lie
remember.
and say I don't take a shit at work? All you guys are lying.
But
I know you shit at work. I know you shit at work.
I absolutely did not.
I know you shit at work.
Jason, I did not. I know for a fact.
I don't believe you.
Not in that bathroom.
I don't believe you, Ben.
Scott Salem, can you emphatically tell me that you're absolutely positive that you did not shit there on Wednesday.
Yes.
You can remember last Wednesday. You
Yes.
remember last Wednesday well.
Then why wouldn't you swear on your son's life?
That's not necessary, but I didn't, and I told you.
But if you 100%,
it's a little necessary for
John,
this.
will you swear on your daughter's life about things?
If there's something I absolutely knew that I didn't do?
I agree with Scott. Like, I would not. I think it's like if
you don't,
I'll do on my own life, but to do it on other people, it's just I don't like.
Why do you think something will happen to them?
I just don't. I think it's like it's exploiting's not the right word, but it doesn't feel right to me. To do it.
Right, because you think something will happen to them.
No.
I don't deny I do that in that bathroom, and I told you I reserved that for no-show days.
So here's the question.
You guys
here's
are
the question. Here's the time. No, here's the timeline.
You guys are all liars.
Hold on.
No, I'm going to be the bathroom cop. Trust me. Everyone's bathroom habits are getting reported back on the air.
Here's
Jason. If I ever go at work, I always go in here. I never go back there ever.
Okay, John. Okay.
I mean,
I will be keeping.
You're trying to cast doubt on it, but why would I lie about it?
Don't you have your work job?
You're
to
lying
do?
right now because I saw you walk into the bathroom 2 days ago. Now maybe you're going in there to take a
No,
piss. Maybe you're going in there to
take a dump. Take a dump. That's what I'm saying. No, I pee in there all the time.
But here's the timeline. Scott Salem in at 11:19, Jason Kaplan at 11:27, Benji in at 11:30, me in at 11:32. It's not me, I can guarantee, because I'm the one who reported
Well, based
it.
on Jason's logic, how can we prove that?
Because I'd be a moron to report it.
You could be a brilliant.
So it's got to be one of the three, and I don't see the timing working out for it to be Jason or Benji.
I'm not bragging when I says it takes more than 3 minutes for me to shit. Like that's an embarrassing thing
Usually
to
me
admit.
too. Okay.
And it's not something I'm proud of. So when I come on here and say I couldn't have shit in 3 minutes, it's not how I go to the bath. That would be like an emergency shit. That means I ran in there, pulled my pants down, did my business, and that's just not how I shit.
Wait, so Jason, are you saying now that you definitely weren't the shitter?
I can't say that because I don't know if and when I shit on Wednesday. And quite frankly, I feel I'm the only person being honest when they say they can't remember their
Jason,
I remember.
I can remember I didn't shit on Wednesday.
I can't remember what I
But
shit on
okay.
Thursday.
I
I
mean,
can't remember if I shit on Friday.
Here's the thing. I'm with Howard on this one. I can remember the last time I made a number 2 in that bathroom because I try not to, and there's an awareness of that it's not supposed to happen in there.
Don't take this the wrong way. I'm at work here,
right,
at least twice as long.
No, I got it.
During the day and during the days where there's no show, Thursdays and Fridays. Okay, I believe my relationship with the office is slightly different than yours or Howard's relationship with the office. I spend more time here Monday through Friday than I do in my own house. So yes, I have a different relationship, I think, with the bathroom and remembering every time I use it than I would if you're only here for 5-6 hours every morning, 3 days a week.
Is the bathroom aware of the relationship?
The bathroom is very aware of our relationship.
And we're all aware of the relationship as well. Jeff in Pennsylvania, you're on the wrap-up show.
Well, it just all goes back to the same thing. Everything's pointing to Jason McGarry and his favorite line. Oh, I got to defend Jason on this one.
Well, how is everything pointing to Jason? Listen, hold on. Let me finish my sentence. Look at the timing. The timing just doesn't make sense. I'm not saying he emphatically didn't do it. I'm saying the timing doesn't seem to work.
Scott, are you positive?
Like you just said with everybody else, you remember when you took a shit in there. Scott said he didn't. Benji said he didn't. But you'll still say, I can't, I can defend Jason on this one. And you come in there and at least 15 times I can remember that was your first line.
Did you have any gas on Wednesday, possibly?
Nobody cares what you think.
Let me clarify this. I didn't take a shit in there, but
you won't
it is
swear
possible.
on your kid's life about it.
Right.
All right, I'll swear on my kid's life I didn't take a shit in there.
But it is
possible that someone had violent gas.
Yeah.
I mean, do you ever?
Wait, did you possibly have violent gas?
Did you ever have gas when you pee?
Of course.
Well, okay, there's the answer.
But did you possibly have violent gas?
Is that what happened to you? Is that what you're saying?
No,
you
I didn't
gas
shit.
when you pee?
I don't remember. I don't remember. I know I didn't shit. Okay, I can tell you I didn't shit.
This wasn't a cloud. This was a wall.
I didn't shit.
Do you know the difference? You walk into a fart cloud, but then it's it's a cloud, and you can move away from it. This was a shit wall.
Well, I didn't do it.
John in Cleveland, you're on the wrap-up show.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Hey, John.
Listen, there's no doubt about it. Okay, Benji, I don't like you, but I believe that you didn't do it.
Thank you,
Jason, you're all right, brother. And if you weren't, I would tell you did it. You didn't do it, Scott. You fat lying piece of shit. Just
thank you very much.
Own up to it. You did it.
I'm
brother.
telling you.
The timeline is there. Gary.
No, there's no time. The timeline means I entered. You don't know how long I was in there. So tell me how long I was in there, and then I'll tell you I took a shit.
Scott, do I have to get video?
Did you ever fart when you pee? Come on, Scott. You
Hey,
took
Scott,
the
I
shit.
do have a question. Why were you there for like
There's
9
nothing wrong with taking his shit.
minutes
Everybody
if you
does.
were
Nothing
just...
wrong
He
with
wasn't.
it.
Hold on. He wasn't there for 9. All we know is what time he went in. There's no way to know when he left.
We need like a photo.
Well, actually, there is a way you can know. If you do get the video, you can see when somebody left. and
Well, we
then-
don't have video that's on the bathroom door. We only have it of the hallway.
But Scott's got to pass by
That's
to
right.
go back to where
There
he
should be like
works.
an automatic photograph when you sit down on it.
Again, if I knew I did it, like if I knew, like, yeah,
Me
I
too.
shit really bad on Wednesday and I left first of all, I would admit it. Number one, like flat out, be like, yeah, I fucking did it, caught red-handed. I just don't remember, but I will take you through my shitting process since everyone seems so interested in it.
I'm not that interested.
Some people do say,
Please
I
don't.
can.
That's all right.
I try, unless it's an emergency, which I can count on my fingers the amount of times there's been an emergency, and there wasn't one last Wednesday. That I could state. That I don't like using that bathroom to do a number 2 while the show is on, and 11:30 is still showtime because all of Howard TV is here. All the radio guys are still here. There's people knocking on the door every 3 seconds. It's not a comfortable situation.
Right.
And I know this about myself that when I do it, it's in the afternoon. I prefer not to use the thing out here either because it's smelly and there's 500 other people shitting. So again, unless it was an emergency, that would be breaking my normal habit to go at 11:30 in the morning.
But 11:30 was not showtime.
No, people are still around.
Until 12, everybody's
You know
still
what?
here.
A lot
I
of the
mean, it's
Howard
crazy.
TV guys were talking about this. If any of you guys want to come down here and point the finger, now is the time because everyone seems to be denying their participation in this. Scott,
What do you mean?
Michigan.
What do you mean?
The Howard TV guys were saying when certain people leave, you can smell it, and they could speak for themselves. Scott, you're on the wrap-up show.
Hey, how you guys doing? Hey, I love how everybody's just passing over the fact that Gary didn't do it. Gary, what a great offense. You took a shit that smelled so bad that you even were afraid to let anybody know you might have done it.
That's it.
Great.
You caught me.
That's awesome.
I swear on the life of my children that you're a douchebag.
I mean, it does
That's
fall
right,
into
Gary.
those who dealt it, smelt it argument, Gary. Guy does have a point.
I swear on the life of my children, happily, that I did not take a shit in there.
Jason, I respect the fact that you admit that you go in there and you're actually coming clean about that.
Yes.
But ultimately, I think this is pointing towards you because you said you gone there. You can't remember. Maybe you did. Maybe you didn't. Benji, who knows? And Scott, I mean, he swore on the life of his kid, and he never does that.
What do you mean? Who knows with me? I listen. Whether you believe
That's for
it or not,
everything. We say that about you for everything.
I'm giving you a definitive thing. I did not do it. I completely remember. I completely remember walking in there and the smell.
Gary, I beg you now. Go pull the videotape from the hallway. I want to know exactly how long I was.
And
in
if you get the video,
I don't need to
you'll
know.
see.
No,
you'll
I want to
see-
know exactly when I left.
And
I
you'll
want to
see
know if
my
I'm not
reaction
in there. If
when
I'm
I
not in
walked
there
in,
for
like,
a minimum of a
pulling
minute and a
back.
half, I did not shit. End of story.
Well, it's hard to because you may not have come right back by the camera. You might have gone and chatted with somebody right.
no,
after
isn't that camera right in the hall?
No, you got to come down. It's
Well, we
not
need
on
better
the bathroom
cameras, though.
door.
You can't disprove a negative. I can't go on here and say, oh, well, 100% wasn't me. Or I can't sit here with 100% not me. I feel I'm the only one being honest, admitting that they take shits in the bathroom. Sorry, I don't believe these two guys when they say they don't remember.
Jason,
That's my
I
personal
do remember.
opinion.
I did not defecate here on Wednesday. I
don't-
absolutely remember
Okay,
that.
we'll take your word for it. I mean, that's all you're asking us to do is take your word for it.
You're right, but
Okay.
don't say it like it's not.
I don't take your
maybe
word for
I believe that you don't. It's not that unusual for people to remember when they shit and where they shit. It's not that rare.
Maybe it's rare that I'm the one that doesn't remember when they shit. I don't know. I don't keep a logbook. I know I shit this morning before I came to work. That's the last shit I remember taking.
And what was the problem with
How long did you take?
What was the problem with
Too
the
long.
with
I
the
was waiting.
newspapers? You were being accused like.
So a while ago, like I'm talking a year and a half ago, Tracy came up to me and started talking to me loudly about newspapers in the bathroom because I do take newspapers in the bathroom, as do several other people here. I won't name them. But she was saying that I was reading the papers and leaving them on the side. I wasn't. I was reading the paper and throwing them out. And I told her that at the time. And I told her who I thought it was that was leaving the papers stacked up. And she confronted that person. Then a year later, I'm sitting in the hall. I'm talking to Tim's assistant, Sarah.
Who's very cute. You need to
Very
know
cute.
that.
And we're talking about work. And Tracy comes barreling out of her office in her Tracy way and starts screaming about, me and my fucking shits, and she's had enough of it, and I leave the papers, and blah, blah, blah. And I got pissed, not because she was wrong, which she was, but because I'm sitting here and I'm just trying to talk to a girl in the hallway, and now my stories about my shit are being thrown out everywhere. I didn't appreciate that. I didn't think it was necessary. Tracy and I are fine. But it's not me. It's not me. And now I go and I report every time I see a newspaper in the bathroom. I report on it.
Did you address that with her? How when you were talking to Sarah, you felt sort of uncomfortable?
I don't. You know what? I yelled. She yelled. We both didn't talk for a day, and then we both pretended it never happened.
Did you try to explain it to Sarah at all that you don't really?
No, Sarah was gone by the time Tracy and I were done yelling at each other.
Did you guys ever see the episode of How I Met Your Mother where Jason Segel does a whole plot line about how when he walks to the bathroom with a magazine, everybody knows he's going to take a shit?
Yeah, he went to the other building and he had to hide it.
Tom Chiusano had a whole edict about it at K-Rock. Sales guys weren't allowed to bring newspapers into the bathroom. It was a whole thing.
Tracy, I know there's been issues with this bathroom really from the get-go. Has it gotten any better, or do you think people are still disrespecting the
It got better
privilege?
for a while. People were paying a little more attention when they were leaving, cleaning things up off the seats. But like last week, I mean, the pubes have started all over again. There was just urine all over the floor. And
How's that possible?
So it was all over the inside of the you could see the urine. Like, all you had to do was walk in and you could see it on the floor.
Both Scott and Benji do say they pee in the bathroom all the time. They are on record for that. Not me.
Trace, what was this issue you had with Jason?
God, I don't even want to call it an issue because it's not anymore. We've discussed it. It's gone. But basically somebody, and Jason says it's not him, so if he says it's not him, so be it, goes in there, takes the paper, and then leaves it in there after they shit. That's fine if you want to read the paper in there when you shit. Many people do it. I get it. But take it with you when you go. Nobody wants your shitty paper. Don't leave it in there and tell me, oh, this one's going to want to read it. That one's going to want to read it. No one's going to want to read it. And I know this because they pile up, and by Friday there's 5 papers sitting there that no one has touched because they're shitty papers, and nobody wants to touch a shitty paper.
So whoever's doing this isn't performing a public service like they think they are.
No, they're being lazy. Because they can't put their hand 3 feet to the left and stick it in the dumpster. They have to leave it on the counter.
And after Tracy and I had this incident, I started to report to her every time I saw a paper left. And you know what? Again, not to sound like a snob, but they're all USA Todays. And I mean, I'm fucking wasting my time on that
shit. I don't read that paper
They actually, I have to say, though, they became USA Todays after we had the discussion. Before that, it was the New York Post.
That is some master. Well, I get my New York Post electronically, so it would be on my iPad.
Okay.
Daily News would be the only one I don't get.
I will tell you how little a sense of humor Tracy has when it comes to the bathroom. She complained to me once that there were pubes in there, and I cracked a joke that she did not find funny. And I said, hey, if you shake the tree hard enough, a few leaves will fall off. She's like, that's disgusting.
And Tracy, you're just disgusted by all this, yes?
Just your bathroom habits. Just, if you're at home and, your wife cleans your bathroom, your cleaning lady cleans your bathroom, I'm not your wife, I'm not your cleaning lady. We do have a maid at night, and I get it. That's what she's there for. But that's at night. We're there all day from 6 a.m. on. By 12 o'clock, it's disgusting. It's disgusting in there.
I'm way more put out by the piss on the floor than I am by the shit.
It was gross.
Yeah. Listen,
lean down and use a fucking towel and clean it up if you can.
I'm still put off that we found a pebble there once that we could never identify who it belonged to.
A pebble?
Yeah, we found a little shit pebble. You don't remember that?
Oh, a shit pebble. I thought you meant.
Can we just take a step back for a second? It's one thing to shit, and I'm not trying to get this off me because I still don't think it was me that did it, but it's one thing to shit and leave a smell. It's another thing to piss on the floor, see yourself piss on the floor, and then walk away. That, to me, that's crazy. That is like, pick up a fucking paper towel, bend down, and fucking do what you got to do. Don't leave piss on the floor.
Do you think there's any chance that somebody pees and doesn't know they hit the floor?
Yes. Not this time. Not this time. No
you know
way.
what? I've done it before. I've missed, whatever. But I've cleaned up afterwards. I go, oh shit, and I get a paper towel and I clean up.
I've only ever missed, to the best of my knowledge, like when I was so drunk. And I haven't been that drunk here.
No, because I know what Tracy's talking about, and I've seen it. I didn't come running, but now I will. I'm going to come running to everybody.
By the way,
you walk in, you see there's a puddle underneath the fucking toilet, and it happens
it's somebody who doesn't drink a lot of water because it is bright yellow. You can't miss it.
Somebody who might drink a very green vegetable drink.
And by the way, speaking of our public bathroom, last week I don't remember if it was Thursday or Friday, and I know I was taking a piss because I was at the urinal, but I was standing in a puddle of water. I mean, it was just the whole thing was all the urinals were under 3 inches.
Yeah. We've had these issues. We had these issues at K-Rock in the public bathroom too. The men's bathrooms are just by nature disgusting.
That K-Rock bathroom was nasty.
You have no idea. I mean, we found somebody was shaving in there. We weren't even sure it was mustache hair. We thought it might have been pubes. It was so fucking gross.
Who do you think these newspapers are pointing to, Gary?
USA Today? Well, I couldn't say. But look, you mean who on the staff can't read a paper well enough unless there's graphs and pictures?
Lots of colors.
I got to think about that. Hey, it's Gary Dell'Abate, Baba Booey. On Tuesday's wrap-up show, we talked to the guy who goes on Craigslist and gets laid like crazy. That, of course, led us to talking to Benji about his exploits on Craigslist. And then Ronnie came in and we talked about his alter ego, Rhonda, and how Rhonda likes a finger in her ass a little bit, not all the way. Here's how it all went.
Our guest on the phone today, Aaron, who was the conqueror of Craigslist, I guess, and he talked about how he's not a particularly good-looking guy, but he knew how to play this game very well. And Benji, before you came in, we were saying today was the most eloquent. You were right on mic. You're an expert in this field.
You took the straightest line to get to your point.
Yeah, right. That came across very clearly. But you seemed. Could you vouch for him in a sense? Like, do you believe everything he said was true? All of his stories, all that stuff can happen?
Absolutely. And it's like I said, it's if someone wants to figure it out, it works.
It's very interesting because interviewing him today was not that different from that night that we all went out to dinner with you, and everybody at the table was interviewing you, and that's how I knew this guy was telling the truth, because what he talked about sounded a lot like what you talked about.
Yeah. I mean, if you're in the right place, like you said, small towns, I can't imagine it working. But if you're in a place with a big enough it's all a numbers game, and it's niche marketing and knowing how to play it.
Right. So you're appealing to these fantasies, and if somebody bites, you're in business. But you did have an issue with the picture, right? Did we?
Well, he said like, use a picture that looks like you. I think for an uglier guy, that's not as. I would use your best for a guy. For a girl, you should use. For a guy, should use his best picture.
And a girl should use her not
so best? Well, it depends.
Best?
Well, for dating purposes, this is different. For dating, a girl should use her worst picture. But for just purely hooking up, a guy should definitely use his best picture.
And is part of the element sort of like the unknown? Like you don't know who's going to show up at the door, and is that part of the...
there's an exciting, like walking somewhere in the middle, in 2 a.m. and in some, like, it's kind of scary, but kind of exciting.
I was blown away by the show up with a blindfold.
Turn around.
That's just, to me, that just has trouble written all over it.
Have you done something like that?
Yeah,
he did.
Yeah, I would wait blindfolded and no, but I've told the guys here before, and this was years ago, and I played into girls like rape fantasies, and I was always very worried. If you go to what if someone's which. Now there's been several cases where people have set people up and they've gone to the wrong apartment.
Right. How can you prove your innocence?
Well, the guy said he never. Girls don't do that initially. There's a lot of girls that are into that fantasy that do that, and I would always kind of whisper first, like, "Wait, this is really you. You're really into it." I wouldn't just start, doing it.
Ronnie, what do you think of this Craigslist stuff? Would you give this a shot back in the day?
Absolutely not.
Why not?
I don't know. You never know what you're walking into. It's too risky for me. I wouldn't do it.
Benji, what would you say was aside from that? What would you say was back in the day was the most dangerous situation you ever in, where you got the most nervous or anything?
In projects, like not once in the apartment, but all of a sudden you realize between floors on the elevator that people coming in and out of the elevator that can be very scary.
Like you'd be in an apartment on a street with 3 digits and on the 44th floor.
Yeah.
Oh. Did you ever turn around in the middle and say, I can't go through with this?
If I met the girl and the girl was something was really off about her, absolutely.
But what would be off? What would scare you away? I'm not talking about if you meet a girl and you didn't like her looks, that I get. Have you ever not had sex with a girl because there was
hairy stomach?
No, there was something that scared you, or something that what do you call it? Your spidey sense should go on. Is that what he said?
No, it was usually more about looks. Always, if the girl's hot, I could get through fear.
Did you ever walk into a situation? You walked in, the girl was real hot and everything, and you found out she had a cock.
No, but I
Have you, Ronnie?
No, I'm just asking a question because anything's possible because you get the transvestites who.
Well, no, but I have
do
been
that
in
kind
situations.
Of stuff too,
I talked about once on the air where I got there. And then I did realize, holy fuck, this is a dude.
And so that's that's
what I'm asking you.
Well, okay, there was one.
Was it a girl? You thought it was a girl?
There was a situation years ago. I talked about this. I called in the show before I worked here. This was before Craigslist. This was from a phone line, and I went to the apartment in the middle of the night.
Oh my god!
And I was sitting on her bed, and all of a sudden I realized this is a guy. all of a sudden I was like, there's no way this isn't a guy.
But it looked like a girl. When you walked in, you thought it was a chick.
I thought it was a chick.
Did you reach down to check?
No. But then she said to me, like, because she said that she was living at her parents' house. She said, you can't leave. I started telling her, like, I'm not comfortable with this. I have to go. And she's like, oh, my parents will wake up. You can't leave. And I just started getting really scared. So
what'd you do?
I started talking about my girlfriend, and I said I had a girlfriend. And I felt so bad that I was cheating on her. And then this guy is like, starts like, oh my God, that's so sweet. And he's like cradling me. And I had to just sit there for a couple hours and talk about how guilty I felt till my parents.
Was he a big guy? Like, could he have raped you or something? Or?
No. It was.
Did you feel when you were in the hug that if you wanted to leave, it would be difficult because of the strength?
I started getting scared because I started looking around the room. There was all kinds of like satanic symbols.
Oh my God!
Like skulls. And
you should have looked at that before you got.
Yeah, you didn't notice that right away.
Hey, Ronnie, beforehand, when we were talking about this, when you went in as Rhonda, when talking with JD, and the finger in your ass came up, you always clarify and you make sure that everyone understands what you're talking about. Why is that?
What do you mean?
Rhonda kept talking about the way she likes a finger in her ass, and I found that very amusing.
Got to go in easy.
Not too tight.
Yeah, well, you don't want you just shoving it in there. I mean, you gotta be easy, right? Right there, JD.
I don't. You tell me. You're the expert.
Well, I'm Rhonda.
No, I don't know what the hell you are.
Does there have to be lube involved, Rhonda, like with a finger?
No.
Or dry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Rhonda.
And
yeah.
fingernails. Make sure you clip your fingernails
and file them.
JD, is this all too creepy for you, the Craigslist thing, or because it sounds like Benji said it's pretty much a sure thing if you play your cards
I know,
right.
and I've had friends. I've seen the girls. They ended up hooking up with them, and it's just not. I'm just not into it. It's very. I'm very leery of the situation. It's like the guy that called in saying a guy ended up showing up to his room. Like that's what I would think would happen to me because I know my luck.
Is it because you have to put the work in? Because this isn't the girls just don't show
there's
up.
That. I am very lazy, so there's a whole yeah.
But do you think that girls are just going to want to bang you? You got to put some work in, right?
No, I know. No, I know that.
At least put a bag of popcorn in a movie.
No, I know. I'm just. I know.
Even if it's in your hotel room.
The impression I got from Benji is if you throw enough lines out in a city this size, you're going to hook up every night. So how come you don't want to throw the lines out?
Huh?
How come you don't want to throw the lines out?
I just don't, and because I don't think I would have Benji's luck, and I don't
think Benji had luck. I think he was just throwing a lot of lines out.
I think I'm good at once I was talking to a girl, talk to a girl, but it's much more. And now JD, I think should just do Facebook. I mean, there's chicks that love him that he could easily, if he wanted to date or wanted to get laid anytime, he could.
I'm not saying I of course I've had chicks on Facebook, and I don't really need Craigslist.
I think JD only approves girls as friends on Facebook, right?
For the most part, yeah. Unless I know the guy.
Because I get emails from fans. They're like, "Oh, JD wouldn't approve me. He said only chicks."
Oh, hey, listen, sorry.
But online is much more efficient than dating. And I think a regular guy can get much hotter girls, much easier.
Jay, you're on the wrap-up show.
Hey, that's Ron, first-time caller. So I was listening to this guy, give his spiel today, and was a little skeptical. And then Benji chimed in and said that he'd had success as well. About 3 years ago, I was just leaving a relationship and decided to turn to Craigslist. I'm sure it was late at night. But basically it was all phishing scams. Like all the what I thought were girls I was reaching out to were, my email inbox was inundated with like, go to this site to check out my pictures, and basically became unusable. So I'm wondering, has Benji run into this problem at all?
Well, I don't do it anymore. But yeah, it's like you would get 70% of the responses would be bullshit, but you put things in to see if it's a real response, and you weed through that. That's it's not that hard.
So
where do you live? Also,
there's some amount of work.
Where do you live?
Oh, we lost him.
Oh, yeah.
I think JD might have got discouraged too by that guy that made the film for the Howard Film Festival.
Oh, when he got fooled.
I'm discouraged by it seems like every girl I talk to, they just want to talk on the air and whatnot. I just don't want to talk to anyone. It makes me not want to discuss anything with anyone.
That is the cool thing. I mean, you could go on something like that and not be JD.
Oh, Rick. You're on the wrap-up show.
Hey, guys. I don't dislike Ronnie Munn, but to me, he's like the Korean nurse on MASH. It's like a little bit of him, okay, but sometimes Ronnie has to be in there every single time. Ronnie, you got to pull back, man. It's too much.
Rick says you got to pull back a little there, Ronnie.
That doesn't sound like Rick. The voice sounds very familiar.
It is Rick from Pittsburgh.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't dislike you, Ronnie, but it's all...
Look, dude, I don't really care if you like me or you don't like me. I'm not in here every day. I'm in here when they talk about me on the air. John asked me to come in. I'm in. If you don't like it, don't listen to me. Nobody asked you to fucking listen to me,
Well,
dude.
I have to listen to you.
No, you
You're on
don't
the
have
air,
to
you
listen to me.
dumbass.
No, you don't, you dumbass.
Rick, do you
Somebody put a gun to your goddamn head.
Rick, do you think Ronnie's popularity has sort of gotten in the way of others' fame here, or people may be a little jealous?
I think his popularity is a myth, and I think he's taking too much airtime. And for Sal and Richard, I wouldn't try.
Dude, I was invited in here, you moron. I don't come in here every day.
Too much, Ronnie.
Well, too much
Stay
of
away.
you, Rick. Go get a fucking job.
Gary, do you think Richard and Sal may be jealous of Ronnie's ascent?
No.
I love Ronnie. I was cutting up isolated Ronnie yelling clips today, so we're big fans of Ronnie.
We just put
And
together
I
that
could
great
go,
funeral bit about Ronnie.
Yeah,
We love-
That's awesome, dude.
And
we love
I've
that.
been playing that for everybody.
and I could hear stories about Ronnie getting fingers in his ass every freaking day.
And I could watch
love
you
it.
blow yourself all the time. It's great.
Who doesn't
I love it.
Who doesn't love their grandparents? Come on.
Yeah.
We love Ronnie.
On Wednesday's wrap-up show, all the talk was about hoarding. Matt, who cleans up after the hoarders, called in, and Gary, Ronnie, really everyone had stories about how they or their moms hoard, and this is how that conversation went.
We learned a lot about hoarding today and the perils of hoarding, and we're going to dig in here and see who, besides Gary's mom and Ronnie's mom, falls into that category of major hoarder. Well, let's start off, though, with Matt Paxton, who called in. He cleans up after the hoarders that you see on the show, on the A&E show, and we were all glued to our radios because he just had one experience after the other in terms of grossness and what he's got to deal with.
Yeah, I got to throw this one totally to Will. We all got the email, and I looked at it, and I was like, I didn't really see what the guest could be in it. And then Will hit me back, and he goes, "I'll bet you he's got some great stories. Let me pre-interview him." And then, you know, when he came back with the oozing gooey cats, that's when I knew he'd be a good guest. But he was good on the air too.
I thought he was very good, but and that was some nasty stuff, Will, that we heard about.
Yeah, it was great. You know, Benji said, I don't know about the guy, and I pre-interviewed him, and he had an amazing story. I mean, all you got to hear is 45,000 pounds of poop in somebody's house, and, you know, I'm hooked right there.
I thought that, to me, the line of the day was when he was talking about all the bugs in that one house, and he said, yeah, we were putting cotton in our ears and sealing up our assholes.
Tape their assholes shut.
I mean, imagine like that's what you do for a living, and like you're laying in bed one night and a bug crawls out of your ass.
It's like being in High Pitch Mike's house.
He did say recovering addicts, though, enjoy the job. I guess there's a new thrill every day. You're dealing with hazardous crap like that.
And that's a whole other thing that I thought was really interesting about him. Forget about the cleanup part. The fact that he hires, you know, convicts, ex-convicts, and he says he had a great line. That he goes, "I like them when they're right on the line. Like if they sneeze, they could go back to jail. Those are the kind I like."
Now, do you think that, does it surprise you, one, how much money he makes doing it, and...
He doesn't make enough money.
No, I think he's underpaid, but when he said that the hoarding provides a wall of safety for the people who do it, do you believe that? I mean, do you think that's why people do it? I mean, was that why your mom did it?
Yeah, my mom wasn't good enough to be on the show by any stretch of the imagination. She was like a hoarder, like on a lower level. But no, she was more collecting stuff that she really thought she was going to get to. She really felt that she was going to utilize the stuff. The people who are behind a wall, that's a whole other area, and I don't know what they're thinking.
Now, do you collect stuff? I know you collect stuff.
I do.
But are you a hoarder? Would you could classify yourself as a hoarder?
I'm not a hoarder, but I am a collector. And I do collect stuff, and I'm not talking about like I collect animation cells and I collect sports memorabilia. I have like piles of shit around my house. Like I just cleaned up the other day. I had a closet full of electronics equipment that I was sure I was going to use one day that's valuable. And I looked at it the other day and I go, you know what? This is all. I have stuff that doesn't even have HDMI inputs on them anymore. So I have everything in a big pile, and I'm getting rid of them this weekend.
Will you get rid of it? Or
I will. Although I do have to say, I pulled it out of the closet like 2 weeks ago, so it's moved to I'm going to get rid of it, but it's not that easy to just take it and get rid of it. So I do have a little bit of that in me. I have to move it from A to B and then finally to the dump.
And what about Mary? Does she keep stuff or she wants to get rid of it right away?
Get rid of it all.
Yeah,
Too much shit. Get rid of it.
That's the same with me and Deb. I'll want to keep everything, and she'll just want to get rid of it. What about you, Will? You hoarding a lot of stuff in that New Jersey
same
house?
way. Not at all. If I don't use something for a few months, I'm ready to get rid of it. Pretty good about that.
Did you see on CBS Sunday Morning this past weekend, they showed a guy that works on the show, and he's like us. He's got a basement full of shit. So what it turns out that in all of this crap that he's got McDonald's toys from the 80s that are still in the package and keeps telling his wife they're valuable, he had, turns out, Billy Bean's Mud Hens jersey. So that's valuable. So now he's convinced his wife, because he found one valuable thing in the pile of shit, that they can't throw anything away.
Who do you think the worst hoarder is around here, just in terms of their office space? Like, who keeps the most stuff laying around?
Well, Benji, when Benji did what Will used to do, I never really questioned him on how he did it, but he had lots of envelopes coming out of it. It didn't seem like there was a system at all, and there was just a lot of paper. So I think he's probably a bit of a hoarder.
Yeah, I definitely have hoarding tendencies for and it's for two things. Like, it's either anything with potential value. Like, I'll have like 4 tubes of toothpaste, and if there's still a little bit left, like, oh wow, I gotta finish this. I gotta finish it. And the other thing is anything potentially sentimental or that leads to a memory. It's very hard, and that can be a shirt, that can be a T-shirt. It's very hard to just throw it. I love when something is absolutely destroyed and I can throw it out and not have any feelings towards it.
I have a Bruce Springsteen shirt from the River Tour that I washed once and now wouldn't fit on a 7-year-old, and I won't throw it away.
Yeah, because it means something to you.
Well, I think I'm going to sell it on eBay, but I went on eBay and it's completely fucking worthless. And at one point, I tried to make one of my kids wear it. And they looked at it and they go, I'm not wearing that.
Atif, you're on the wrap-up show.
Yes, good morning. I have a quick question. I was on hold when Matt was on Stern, but he never got to my call. And I'm really curious, and maybe one of you guys can answer the question, how does hoarding equate to filth? You know, I can understand hoarding is saving a lot of things or collecting a lot of items, but why are hoarders so dirty? Like the houses, they don't have water. Like the guy said, they crap in the blankets and piss in bottles. What is that all about?
I can tell you this much. With my mother and the guy I was talking about, my friend's father with all the Maxwell House coffee cans, and even Ronnie seemed to say the same thing. They weren't dirty. They collected stuff. They hadn't gotten to that next level. Like, my mom was very clean, and if she found something that was like dirt, always won out over hoarding. If she would have found where the boxes were and there was mouse droppings there, she just would have thrown it all away.
My guess is the guy he was talking about that has shit, feces literally all over his house. My guess is that's not a hoarder. That's just because I bet there are not people that are saying, oh my God, you can't take away my feces. Like, I might need this for something, or I'll forget something.
They're just a casualty almost.
I would think of something else.
You know who the original hoarders were? Remember that movie Grey Gardens? Those people that were the Jackie Kennedys. They had this house in the Hamptons. It was this beautiful house, and you couldn't. I don't know if you ever saw the movie, but newspapers piled to the ceiling. Al Goldstein was a big hoarder. I went to his apartment once. He opened up a room, and it was all pieces of watches that he was working on repairing, but there was no sense to it at all. And it was a room that had been rendered useless because of all the shit he had put in it.
And is that the two New York brothers you were talking about? I was reading about them. They're like the famous hoarders. One was crushed to death by scrap in his place, and the other one literally could not get out of the apartment and starved to death.
That's crazy. That's a whole other place.
Thanks for calling in, Atif. Mike in Illinois, you're on the wrap-up show.
How we doing this morning, guys?
Good, Mike. What's on your mind?
Hey, Gary, I was just wanting to know, there's difference between a hoarder and a pack rat. I mean, I'm a pack rat. My house don't look like what the hoarders do. I keep a clean house and stuff like that, but I'm constantly keeping a hold of stuff because I always think that I'm going to use it, and my mentality is the minute I throw it away, the next day I'm going to need it for something.
I think a pack rat, I thought my mother was a pack rat. To me, a pack rat is a hoarder in training.
Okay.
It's like the minor leagues of hoarding.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what I'm getting at. I mean, with you, you say you got that electronic stuff. That's more of a pack rat type deal.
Well, yeah, except for the fact that I can't get rid of it. I mentally can't get rid of it.
Now, with the people around here, we talked about Benji a little bit, but the two names that kept coming up in the back were JD and Scott Salem. Now, maybe that's because they have their own spaces and they can put stuff in. I know JD, and Robin was the third one with her extra office or annex or whatever it's called.
We should look in there, by the way, and see what it's become. I had that thing bare bones. I'm curious what it's become.
But do you think any of them have hoarding tendencies? But JD's got a lot of stuff in his little room there.
JD's not a hoarder. He's messy, which is a difference. He doesn't like to save stuff. He's just too lazy to throw it away. I don't think JD's very attached to any of that junk in his office.
Now, how does this translate to people's homes? Like Benji, you've talked about your apartment used to be. I don't know if it still is.
It's not. It's much. I've gotten much better. Like New York kind of forces you to get, like to not to be. It's
You're saying
very
you're
hard
better
to be,
since you moved to New York? Because I went to
the
your apartment once and it was pretty hoardish.
Oh, really?
It was like boxes and boxes of his. That's what he does. He saves his jokes that he writes on the show.
Yeah.
Right. And there were literally maybe like 6 to 7 boxes piled on top of each other.
Oh, it got to the point of like there's 60, 70 boxes.
I'm saying, all over the apartment. There was little mazes to get around.
But is there any order to it? Because if there's no order to it, then it's useless.
Not a lot of order.
Like I told you, Jackie had his in loose leaf notebooks, and he could go and tell you jokes he wrote on the day that so and so was here. Whereas Benji just seems to have them piled up to the ceiling.
and they're pieces of paper that say like toothbrush on them.
Right.
And they're meaningless.
See, I got the jokes.
Oh, you like that one?
But that's what Stuttering John had a drawer full of his jokes that were like that, and he went to go ask Tom for a raise, and he just pulled out the stack of papers that were all over the place and threw them on Tom's desk, and goes, "These are the jokes." Tom picks up a piece of paper and it says like hairbrush.
Yeah,
it's like I don't even know what this is.
Ronnie, you experienced this firsthand with your mom, and. Are you a hoarder yourself? Do you hold on to all this stuff?
Absolutely not.
Because of what you experienced with your mom, or you've always been...
Dude, this was one of the worst experiences, probably one of the most experiences in my life, cleaning out that house.
Why was it so traumatic for you?
Because it was, what happened was, like I said on the air earlier, my mother had gone in for surgery. And when she had gone in for surgery, I had cleaned the house out once. And by the time... like 4 or 5 years later, when she passed away, dude, I mean, it was worse than the first time I cleaned it out. It was insane.
What made it so insane?
Just all the boxes and the containers, and what I never got to after the second part of the journey of the cleanup. She became obsessed with QVC. I had so much. I could have opened up Joan Rivers jewelry store. I'm not kidding you. I took, no lie, 5 boxes of QVC jewelry.
What'd you do with it?
I donated it to like a charity thing, and it was all costume jewelry and shit. But still, it was insane.
She was addicted to QVC. You think?
Got it after I stopped her from hoarding, I guess, containers and stuff. She started with the QVC thing. And every time I saw her, she would have 15 rings on. And then she started with like these Indian bracelets. And then it was the Joan Rivers stuff, the watches, the bracelets, the necklaces. She just went from one thing to another.
Yeah, the really sad part when I cleaned out my mother's house was I called all my buddies over. And I said, listen, I got to get this done in a weekend. Can you give me a hand? So we ordered this giant dumpster. And I'd even sort of hid it from my friends to some degree how bad it was. So they thought it would be fun when we were taking all the stuff out. Every time we went by with something, my mother was grabbing it from them, like, no, you can't take that. And so they would take out something that was glass, because we had this empty dumpster. They thought it would be fun to just throw it in the dumpster and hear it break. And every time it broke, my mother's whole body would shake, and she would start to sob uncontrollably. And I called the guys in the basement. I was like, guys, can you just lay it down, please? They just thought they were having fun, but it was killing her.
And when you guys were going through the house, I mean, it had to be heartbreaking, I would think. Even though that stuff didn't mean anything to you, there had to be something you associated.
Oh, yeah, there was a lot of stuff. I mean, clothes. Forget about it. She'd buy clothes that still had tags on them, never wore them.
That's right. Seeing old stuff that still had the price on it that was brand new but 15 years old was the weirdest thing. Stuff that they'd bought and never used. Just a waste.
Did you find any of your old stuff in the house? Like, did she hold on to any memories of you or things you had?
Like pictures and stuff like that, but, nothing else. Because when I moved out, I took all my stuff. But, like Gary said, he got a dumpster. In the development where she lived in the garden department development, you couldn't get a dumpster. So I had these guys, one of these junk companies, come with a 12-yard truck, dump truck. They had to make 3 trips, 3 full trucks.
Wow.
I will also say that when my mother, when we were selling the house, when we were cleaning up, my mother claimed she'd spent 2 months cleaning the house to get ready for this tag sale. And I told the story on the air. A fan comes over. He didn't, it wasn't advertised, but when the guy came over, he recognized me. And I had to chase him out to his car. He had bought all of my school pictures from grade 1 through 6 and a bunch of my report cards. And I was like, dude, those are mine. I said, Mom, I thought you cleaned up. This is like all my shit here.
How much were your photos going for?
I don't know, but I got it back, which I have now, which would have bummed me out. It's fun to have my school photos. I showed to my kids.
Well, not only that, but in this day and age, there would have been a whole Gary and high school webpage put out with all your pictures plastered
The classic
everywhere.
story we talked about the next day, the guy called in. There used to be this little thing, a lot of families had it. It was like, you put it on your wall, it was like a dog house. It was flat, and everybody's name was in it. Whenever anybody did something bad, you'd put the dog in the doghouse. And the guy called up on Monday to say that he bought it. You know, it said Mom, Dad, Steven, Anthony, Gary. It's fucking embarrassing.
Did your mom put those out to sell, or someone a company came through and like just priced everything?
No company came through. My mother just put everything out, and people just started grabbing shit.
Oh, just like unclassified boxes.
Yeah, I said, Mom, you cleaned up? She goes, yeah, I did. Guy opens up a box. There's all my shit.
Yes, Dan, you're on the air in Long Island.
Hey, Howard, what's up?
Hey.
Howard, how long do you think you're going to be in AGT? Is it just one season, or is it going to be do you have a multi?
I have no idea. I've enjoyed doing this season. The one aspect I don't like is the travel. I now have to go to Vegas next week, and that's fine. But I don't. Listen, it's fine, but it's a big schedule, and also then they moved the show to New York for me, and where are they sticking in fucking Newark? I mean, if I had known that up front, I don't think I would have done the deal.
They might as well live it in California.
I think I could get there faster. The whole idea of shooting the show in New York was that I've got a morning radio show I got to get to. Newark's an hour away if I'm lucky with traffic. I don't know what they're doing, but they're very nice people. They treat me wonderfully. I've got no complaints. But as far as another season, I don't know. I mean, we'll see. Well, if America likes it, then we'll decide.
Yeah, it hasn't happened yet.
It hasn't even happened. So.
Well, I usually don't watch those shows, Howard, but I'm looking forward to it. And thanks for me anyway. 15 years of great radio.
All right, Dan. Thank you.
Thank you.
You bet.
Bye.
Right.
What was about the other 15?
Well, he's only been listening for 15, I'm assuming, or we had 15 shitty years. And
I hope that's what he
doing this so long. Took Will Murray an hour and a half to get out of Newark after a Nets game last week. Can you imagine me? I finished that taping at 10 o'clock.
And you're not going to be the first to get to leave.
No, I gotta. By the time I get out of there, what Will?
It was one of the most frustrating experiences of my life.
I mean, they think...
And you're, like, in the same place that he's going to be, right?
I wanted...
right there.
There is such a great studio in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Right over the bridge. They got in Brooklyn. They got this place called the Ship something. I don't know.
It's that shipyard.
Yeah, shipyard.
Ship something.
They got these big,
Ship
luscious
terminal.
studios there. They could have built the AGT studios.
And you'd be home in 20 minutes. I'm telling you, it didn't move. Like 2 blocks, I could have literally crawled quicker than it took me to drive.
Well, I got news for you. I'm judging from Brooklyn or I'm judging from Silver Cup Studios. It took you how long? An hour and a half?
An hour and a half to get out of town.
That's what I mean. I can't do that.
For a
I got a
shitty
job.
Nets game.
I got a fucking job, Will.
Your crowd's going to be bigger than this.
A Knicks game or a Nets?
Nets. Like nobody
No one
cares
even
about the
goes.
Nets.
How could they have traffic at a Nets game?
The players.
Oh,
The
what they
players
did
were
to me.
leaving?
What they did to me. I said, you're going to Newark. No. That's another whole... That's a whole other country over there. That's like going to the Poconos.
Hey, Howard.
Yeah.
Can you helicopter?
No, I'm not helicoptering at night.
But that would be like 10 minutes.
I know. I'm not doing it. I don't want to die for AGT. You know, how fucking dumb will I feel?
Oh, no.
And then you can take the PATH train every 10 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, man. Hey, Ronnie, realistically, how long is it going to take me to get out of Newark and get home? 10 o'clock at night. 10:30, 11:30. I could maybe. I won't be in bed till noon. Until
What
midnight.
time does the show end?
Ronnie, seriously, give it to me. Give me the straight fucking answer.
It's hard to say, depending if they're doing any kind of construction at night. You know, at the
My luck,
tunnel
they'll be
or
doing
whatever.
plenty, yeah.
Without if there's no traffic at 10 o'clock at night, it should take 45 minutes. But
When is there no traffic?
yeah, it should take 45 minutes.
But it'll be an hour.
Going there
at least.
That's what that's going to
That'll
be,
be a
killer.
big problem. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'll have to leave 2 hours early because you'll say, well, what if there's traffic?
Yeah, well, they'll probably want you if it's an 8 o'clock. You tape if it's live at 8 o'clock. They're probably going to want you there at 6, right, for
Of
makeup
course.
and hair and all that.
Well, that's right
So
in the
you're going to be
middle of
leaving
rush
right in the middle of
hour.
rush hour.
Yeah.
I want to hang myself.
I was talking to Will. He was just talking about it. He said it took him forever to get to Prudential,
Yeah, I
which
know.
is right near this other thing.
I have to leave now for July. I mean,
you know where you run. I'm sorry. You know where you run into trouble, and I don't know why. This is either the George Washington or the Lincoln Tunnel. Sometimes at 10 o'clock at night for no good reason.
Right, traffic.
Oh,
Because of
all
construction.
all of the easy pass lanes are not open.
Not only that, they close a tube also.
Yeah, they'll just close a tube. Like I've been at the George Washington Bridge at 11 o'clock on a Thursday night, and for some reason there's not enough lanes open. Just they don't. I don't know whether they want to hire more
All
people.
I know is I had discussions with these guys. They were talking about Silver Cup, which is 10 minutes away.
Right.
Or the place in Brooklyn, which was about 15 minutes away. 20, right?
And
How
what
long to get to
happened?
that Brooklyn joint?
It depends, 15, 20 minutes.
Right.
And to get back at night, it would be a breeze.
Right.
At that hour of the night.
That's what they were talking about. Then, what happened? Who the hell knows, Robin? You're a newswoman. Please find out.
Well, those are two perfectly viable places. Where
One
they
of them
booked.
They said they couldn't get the place in Brooklyn. It was way more money.
Something
I
with
said,
sound,
what was booked?
something
It's so
soundproofing
crazy.
or something.
It's so crazy because, first of all, the mayor of New York City, Mayor Bloomberg, loves to bring business into New York. He would have talked to them.
Yeah, they didn't try
They didn't.
everything they could. I think they were in a rush.
Oh.
You want to try to book the mayor on the show?
No, it's too late.
Yeah,
We're
they've
going to
already
Newark.
set up.
And I got nothing against Newark except it's just damn far away. It's too far. Oh. What am I going to do?
I don't know, man.
You're going to sit in traffic. That's what you're
Yeah, well, what am I going to do? Yeah, I got a radio show to do.
And it's two
It's
nights
there's
a
no
week?
reason. There's no reason to stay there. It's stupid.
Yeah,
but you got to be there in the morning.
Right.
You know,
Is it
you gotta
2
be
nights
there.
a week?
Well,
Like you have a live show and a results show?
there's a Tuesday night show and a Wednesday night
Tuesday
show. So
night's
Wednesday
2
night's
hours.
no problem. It's the Tuesday
It's
night.
the Tuesday night
It's from 8 to
you're
10.
concerned about.
8 to 10 o'clock. If I'm lucky, I'll get home by midnight.
8 to 10?
Yeah.
Yeah, 8 to 10.
Wow.
And
we're up at 4 in the morning, so I'm gonna be wide awake
And
for that.
the Wednesday night show is what, 9 to 10, right?
Yeah, it's always 10 o'clock that we get out.
Well, yeah, but Wednesday you don't have to get up the next day.
Right? Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, but you're still going to be fried because you got to be doing a radio show Wednesday morning.
I know.
You know.
After having a late night Tuesday night.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm not too psyched about that.
Maybe you'll get used to it.
Yeah, Ronnie, you got to figure out a way to first. We have to have a police escort. That's all.
I remember when we did the pay-per-view thing there a long time ago.
Yeah.
The Newark cops were really cool.
Yeah.
If you remember, they got us out in like 5 minutes.
Did they?
Yeah, maybe they can figure something
so
out.
I'm going to try and make some connections. We got time. I'm going to try and
All right, great.
see what I can work out.
Well, all right. Get on that, Ronnie.
Maybe you'll like working in Newark if they're...
Ronnie, buy an ambulance, and then let's turn
Well,
it
that's
on.
what I was thinking, that maybe you could buy something with a bed in it, and you could just sleep.
Can you imagine? Yeah, an ambulance. Ronnie could carry me out with another guy on a stretcher. Yeah, because it's going to be 2 hours getting back from Newark. Oh, my God. Yeah, just leave me in the stretcher. And then, when I get home at midnight...
you're going to be
Yeah, I'm going to be right in
asleep.
bed.
Yeah, sure.
Sal and Richard went out on the street asking people about Dick Clark, and then, they were trying to make a joke about, like, do you miss Dick? Do you love Dick? And all that kind of stuff.
right.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's why they get paid the big money. And they went out on the street and asked people, and this one angry lady was, like, so angry about me when they brought up my name, and I went, gee, I haven't done any Mel Gibson type stuff.
What's she angry about you for?
You know, she just doesn't like me. My reputation thinks I'm gross. You know, the usual stuff.
What did you love most about Dick?
Dick Clark.
I loved his friendly disposition. He seemed like someone that was approachable.
So are you a huge Dick fan? Or?
Not real. I wouldn't say I'm a fan. I don't follow him.
Now, being that you're not a huge Dick fan, would you say then you're a small Dick fan?
You're funny.
No.
Yeah.
How about we say his name, Dick Clark fan? That sounds more appropriate.
Yeah, she's not a 2-year-old. She got it right away, you guys. Are you a small Dick fan or a big
huge Dick fan?
Or a huge cock fan?
How did you feel about Dick's stroke?
I personally feel that the way the questions are being asked, how did we feel about the incident that happened to Mr. Clark?
Do you think Howard Stern would be a great replacement for Dick on New Year's Rockin' Eve?
Pardon my French, but hell no. That man's insane. The man's just psycho. Have you heard him? Like, half the things that come out of his mouth are 100% bullshit. Second along, perverse and
bullshit? What does she mean by
She doesn't listen.
disgusting, and America's already corrupt. Do we really need to hear someone that's even more corrupt listening to them babble on public radio? Hell, if someone wants to hear someone babble on, put me on public radio. I'll babble on for hours without putting all the corruption in America like that man does. I will honestly say I'm probably a much better entertainer than Howard Stern.
Wow. Well, then go prove it.
Why isn't she
on the radio?
Yeah.
Go get millions of fans.
He's grotesque. He's vile. He's just inconsiderate. He
All I know is I'm listening to this rant. I'm ready to turn it off.
doesn't have any emotion in him either. Everything that he just says words. He doesn't really have a meaning behind it. And I'm like, you're not really an educated person. You just got a mouth and you use it.
But if you don't like his words, do you at least like his looks?
No. His hair looks greasy.
Greasy?
His forehead's funny.
Do you realize Howard is a host on America's Got Talent?
I like that Richard and Sal don't even know that I'm
You're a judge, not the host.
Do you like the Howard's at least a host on America's Got Talent?
Why? He doesn't have talent. If America has talent, then why is he the one judging the talent? I don't believe in watching TV unless it's something funny, and that's not funny to me.
What's the difference between Howard Stern and Dick Clark?
Dick Clark was a wonderful entertainer, whereas Howard Stern was flat out Dick.
I never think of Dick Clark as an entertainer.
This woman is just trying to put you down in every way she can.
You know, the only guy I read, like Dick Clark, yeah, I know. Dick Clark died, and, you know, someone called me from some newspaper asking me for a quote, and I was like, yeah, Dick was on my show many, many times, and he was always gracious and lovely, and we had a good time with him. I mean, what am I going to say? I don't really know the guy. But I liked him personally when he came on the show. It was a lot of fun.
Sure.
You know, he used to call in all the time. I don't think he ever...
He always called in with these strange things he was promoting. Every once in a while it was like something like the American Music Awards, but sometimes it'd be like one of those... vacation properties in Vegas or, some kind of new battery. I was like, what in the world is he doing?
Yeah, I mean, amazingly, he was into everything. But the only guy I saw who wrote, I think, a fair assessment, and it was somewhat negative, was Bob Lefsetz, that guy, that email newsletter I get. Because, you know, one of the things I used to talk about is that Dick Clark really wasn't so beloved by the rock and roll community.
No.
Musicians did not love Dick Clark. You know, I've been reading a lot of horseshit comments about how Dick's going to be missed and all this stuff.
Well, there was a lot of what he did for rock and roll.
Yeah, and I remember, I think it was George Harrison. I'm not sure exactly. But I remember reading there were a bunch of musicians who were very upset with Dick Clark because what he would do is he'd take all their music from American Bandstand and sell it. He'd make them sign a weird release where he could somehow own their music.
Well, whatever that performance was, he owned it. Yeah.
Yeah, he owned that performance, and then when George Harrison said to him, "Don't you think the artist should get some piece of that?" and Dick was kind of like, "I don't think so, pal." So the rap among some musicians, not all musicians, but the rap among some musicians was that Dick Clark made his empire off of their hide, which wouldn't be the first time that a business executive figured out how to take creative people and fuck them over. But Dick was an entertainer in the sense that he was an excellent game show host, and he made people feel good. He was a good host. I mean, I enjoyed him when he was on our show.
Yeah, and bloopers, bleeps, and blunders. He started that whole thing, and He caught on to the award show craze and created a couple of those.
He was an entrepreneur. You know, he was a guy who understood what people liked, and I will miss him. I like Dick Clark a lot. I thought at the end that him doing the New Year's Rockin' Eve after his stroke was, and I think Bob put this in his column. I'm not sure if it was him or not, but someone did. It was like unbelievable narcissism. It was like enough, you know, like you really don't need to be on TV.
Do you realize even before, you know, we talked about that it looked like he had plastic surgery.
Yeah.
And a couple of days before he died, he had surgery on his eyes, you know, like he was going to keep going.
Did he really have surgery on his eyes a couple of days before he died?
And he was supposed to go in for another one the day after he died.
He wanted plastic surgery so he'd look younger.
No, it wasn't. I think it was cataract surgery or something like that. But, you know, this guy was...
Well, that makes sense.
Down for the count.
Oh, I thought you meant he had, like, you know, surgery to make himself look younger or something.
No, but he had plastic surgery.
Yeah.
That was obvious from the last appearance on
he loved
New
being
Year's
on
Rockin'
camera.
Eve.
He loved being on camera. But, you know, for me, Dick Clark represented a type of broadcasting I was never really happy with. But as I've gotten older, I understand, you know, there's a place for all of that. You know, not everyone has to be outrageous. Not everyone has to be the maniac that I am. You know what I mean? Like, he did a fine job of going on and doing his thing. Kind of like Ryan Seacrest. You know, everyone says, oh, well, Ryan Seacrest is the heir apparent to Dick Clark. And, you know, I don't know about that. I mean, what has Ryan Seacrest done except host American Idol? And he does have a radio show. He does
now produces some TV shows.
Yeah, he produces some TV shows. I know he wants to be Dick Clark, and maybe he will be. I don't know.
And he hosted New Year's Rockin' Eve.
If Dick Clark's legacy is he understood how to be bland, then Ryan Seacrest is the new Dick Clark. And you know, Ryan Seacrest has said, I'm happy with that. I want to be that. You know, he's a pleasant-looking guy, a nice-looking guy who, you know, can go on TV and, you know, be an announcer. I guess if I was really good-looking, which I'm not.
You wouldn't have this personality.
Yeah, right. I would be like, I'd be a guy on TV going, hi, everybody.
Ryan Seacrest.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we'll miss Dick on our show because...
Well, he hasn't called in years. We haven't heard from him since,
since
he
the
had the stroke.
You can understand why.
No.
Me neither.
So, do you have kind words for Dick?
I love Dick. That's it.
Yeah.
Dick Clark, that is.
Yes.
Okay.
How fond are you of Dick?
Well, New Year's ain't gonna be the same.
How did you feel about Dick's stroke?
I was like, oh no. See, now you know what that made me think of? It can happen to anyone.
Right.
At the end of the day, we're just human.
So are you a huge Dick fan? Or?
I'm a fan, yes.
Are you a huge Dick fan or were you a small Dick fan?
I mean, I'm a huge Dick fan. Absolutely.
Do you think Ryan Seacrest will do as good?
I don't like Ryan Seacrest. He's a little too arrogant and stuck on himself. Never be Dick Clark because he comes from a different era.
And who's more talented, Ryan Seacrest or Howard Stern?
I put Howard on it. Let Howard do his thing. Me and Howard are more close to the same. I don't like Ryan.
Do you find it racist that Don Cornelius of Soul Train wasn't honored the same way as Dick Clark?
I said that to myself this morning. First thing that came to my mind when I heard the news on 1010s this morning was, okay, Dick's gone, but then they didn't give Don Cornelius this.
Is it a racial thing, you think?
Of course.
Media in America has always been racist. Being a born Afro-American, obviously, I have my point of view on it, and I live this. I don't make it up. There is a double standard, sometimes triple.
Triple standard. Guy's got something. He's right.
A triple standard?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's just because he said he wanted you to be on New Year's Rockin' Eve.
Well, I'm siding with this guy. He's my man. Sal and Richard made a phony phone call to where else? Where do you think they made a phone?
Tradio?
Tradio. I said to Gary, do those guys ever make any phony phone calls to anyone else but Tradio? It just seems like...
Did everything else dry up? They used to use, you know, those cable access shows and other kind of radio shows.
I know.
Hey, the guys, Sal just said to me, listen, it's not Tradio they called auction radio.
I know, but...
It's the same kind of deal.
What happened to you guys? You don't make any other...
Well, guys, they're going to come in together, of course.
Oh, I didn't want him to come in. Richard, what goes on?
We turned in a Jack and Rod last week, and you didn't like it.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
With Richard Simmons.
Yeah.
It just seems like this is what we're best at, the Tradio stuff.
All right.
We've been turning in a lot of non-Tradio, but it just seems like you like these ones a lot better.
Hey, I was listening to the phone call your dad made to you. Why does your dad get? Why would your mom want to shoot a chicken for going in her flowers? I mean, the chicken is just being a chicken.
Well, they're supposed to know better, I guess.
They are?
Really?
Well, you got to hear this. Here's Richard's father calling with yet another update, which I love. But this one I really didn't understand. Let me find it. Take me a second. Maybe I didn't bring it up.
I mean, chickens have personalities and stuff.
Yeah, but
But that doesn't mean they understand English.
Gary, where's the chicken call from?
Down to page 1, upper right-hand corner.
I'm having trouble.
Oh, Rich, this is your dad. We had some more excitement around here this morning. I was in the other room. All of a sudden, your mom started yelling words of gun. She run and got the gun and run outside. And I said, what the hell's going on? And one rooster, that young rooster, was in her flowers, up in her flower box, scratching. She was going to shoot it. She run out there with the pistol, and it run and went under my car, so she couldn't shoot it because there's a car. So
more fun on the farm.
And after that, well, the rooster I need to get rid of anyway because it's a young one. He's tearing my hens up. You know how young cocks are. But anyway, he's tearing the hens up. And later on today, I had heard the dogs barking, went down there, and they had a damn armadillo. We don't need them things around here. They tear up everything, yard and everything, so I had to do something with it. So we had all kinds of excitement today, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.
Like your mom and dad were on a killing spree.
Right, yeah.
So did your mom kill the cock?
No.
The cock, no.
But your dad
They're going to get rid of it, though, because it's tearing up the chicken.
They'll probably trade it to somebody for like a hen or a couple hens.
Well, don't they need roosters to make more?
Yeah, they have older roosters that behave, I guess.
Yeah, see, the young ones, they're rough on the chickens, it sounds like.
So weird, like, mom's running around with a pistol.
She's grabbing guns to shoot chickens.
Oh, there's guns everywhere.
It's like the Beverly Hillbillies. How many guns do you think they got over there?
Oh, my dad's got a big gun cabinet full.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
It's a whole different way of life, man.
Gun rack in the truck and everything.
Right. Yeah, he's probably...
So there's guns everywhere.
He's probably one of those guys, if he hears a guy's running for president and wants to take away guns, you follow fucking go berserk, right?
Well, that's how they get a lot of their food is from
kidding.
guns, I mean, I grew up shooting a shotgun. I was like the skeet shooting champion in 4-H when I was a kid.
Look at you.
you.
Look at you. Good at something.
Yeah.
Now you're calling Tradio.
Oh, I did that back then, too.
Yeah.
We had a local Tradio in Kansas when I was growing up. We used to prank, Some things don't change.
Right.
You've come full circle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Richard. And what was the armadillo? What do? They tear stuff. So what'd your dad do to him?
They dig around and stuff. He probably just shot it and took it somewhere. But
Yeah, he didn't tell us how he took care of it.
yeah.
Can your dad eat those?
No, they. I think they carry leprosy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you're not even supposed to be around them.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Hey, Richard, this is your dad. Just got leprosy.
From the armadillo.
Ate some leprosy.
Yeah, just ate the armadillo. Knew I shouldn't. It's all right. Talk to you later, bub.
But that's a new thing, I guess, because of global warming. We used to never have armadillos, and now they're coming up north, and you see them a lot further north than
Hey, Richard, this is your dad. The finger just fell off.
Oh, look at this. I'm looking up armadillo leprosy.
Wow.
Armadillos linked to leprosy in humans.
Hey, Richard, I'm mailing you my nose. It just fell off. Made some jerky out of it. See how you like it. I think you'll like it for my leprosy. It's a whole different thing.